Turn dynamic off on 50 flick. Won't understand me, you ain't got a foreign. This foreign talk, she came with big roads. She told me she got so bored of y'all. I cannot be around fake niggas, might report it all. Freaky hoe, she wanna get nasty and record it all. Brother 10 call, yeah, I'm knowing how I get. Can't trust none of these niggas, I might pull up with my bitch. Tint the windows up, cause I'm knowing how I get. Trap good, I should just be rolling up my shit. Brother 10 call, yeah, I'm knowing how I get. Tint the windows up, cause I'm knowing how I get. Brody fresh out, so I'm knowing how I get. Hold on. Turn the sport mode off, still go unhanded in his whip. Audi twister, turn dynamic off with 50 flick. Brody fresh in, so I'm knowing how I get. Brother 10 call, yeah, I'm knowing how I get. Can't fuck with these niggas, I might pull up with my bitch. Tint the windows up, cause I'm knowing how I get.
Yo, what up, everybody?
Just be rolling up my shit. Work for this shit, you could catch me holding up my kid. Bougie hoes, but had to kick him out, ain't on the list. Lost bro, money can't amount to all this shit. Hard code, so I should put a fountain on my wrist. Chop good. Chop good. It's like I try to keep it real, but that wasn't really in my best interest. I hate these hoes, but I still send a bitch if she bring chasing me. Had to separate to elevate, so got my mans with me. Had to separate to elevate, could give a damn really. I'm really on the road, ain't got no heart, don't get attached to me. I'm breaking shit, she know I need that fee. I'm like, bring trap to me. Kicking shit down in the industry till they bring cash to me. I signed a deal, cause I could get my mama 100 racks, really. Ain't saying fuck no level, bring that back to me like Queen Latifah. I had to set it off, she was too fast for him. Beating up the road on interstates, running up cash, really. Feast be on the road on interstates, running up cash for me. I think I turned it up a notch, I kinda had to. Bitch, you garbage, throw that hoe away like that bitch bad food. I'm fed up, do they hear what I'm saying when I rap food? My head up when I be in the church, just too much fast movements. Church to Seattle, keep my mind clear. Saucy step around, so Jackie too, this ain't no mind clear. Young nigga just doing what I want, they say it's not fair. They be looking for me in the north, good thing I'm not there. Church to Seattle, keep my mind clear. Saucy step around, so Jackie too, this ain't no mind clear. Young nigga just doing what I want, they say it's not fair. They be looking for me in the north, good thing I'm not there. I'm too clean, yo bitch, she came and paid me, live her new dreams. I just got the call, I'm on the way, headed to Blue Cheese. Stuck in the trap, I remember them old days when I had hoop dreams. Now I'm trying to knock me some new feast before my coupe leave. I'm sauced up and in it since a youngin', just a north nigga. Thinking about myself, I had to learn, gotta keep torture with you and step it up. You still hitting the road with Cali Orange with you. My feast from out of state, she like I like pushing the organ with you. Come choose a PO, nigga, boring ain't he? Pouring lines, I'm sipping north from greenness for my orange. He running hella plays on the East Coast like a New York baby. Come fuck with me, we always taking trips like we all spoiled babies. Yeah, my bitch spoiled, I get spoiled too. She gon' run it in until she walked us with her horn. Do my track good, I did this shit again like where I'm going to. A big dog, my face car hella good, I'm who you going to. It's like I try to keep it real, but that wasn't really in my best interest. I hate these hoes, but I still send a bitch if she bring chasing me. Had to separate to elevate, so got my mans with me. Had to separate to elevate, could give a damn really. I'm really on the road, ain't got no heart, don't get attached to me. I'm breaking shit, she know I need that fee. I'm like, bring trap to me. Kicking shit down in the industry till they bring cash to me. I signed a deal, cause I could get my mama 100 racks, really. baby, give me some cash. Good. Fuck. Trap good. Fuck. Came out Detroit, I really got the papers for my shit like damn John boy. I took your bitch to capers, now we lit. I heard the bag just dropped, I'm tryna take what I could get. Yeah, your song tracks, don't care if it was Drake up on that shit. If I gave you all my rocks, I mean I love you. These niggas leeches bite the hand that feed them, I don't got nothing for you. I heard the pass came in, we finna bubble. Yeah, I heard the pass came in, I'm out of town, no I can't fresh. Don't take a look at this, my eyes be low as hell, been smoking woods and shit. I rather boot the bitch, ain't bout her trap, she in the stupid shit. Big roll, recruit a bitch, ain't scared to free, don't care to lose a bitch. Big roll, recruit a bitch, ain't scared to free, don't care to lose a bitch. If I gave you all my rocks, I mean I love you. These niggas leeches bite the hand that feed them, I don't got nothing for you. I heard the pass came in, we finna bubble. Yeah, I heard the pass came in, I'm out of town, no I can't front, come get a whiff for this. My bitch in Dior, she on her Christian shit. Might just spin it, cause niggas act like
Yo, what up everybody? What up gang, what up gang? Let's see what we got going on today. We had a nice push from here. If you guys remember yesterday, we had this level marked out. That's exactly where this morning candle, look at right at this bottom, was 5 o'clock. So at 5 o'clock we were already good to go, and that was the reason why. And also you looking left, we broke those lows, we'll at least target those highs. So as you can see, we did target those highs. Now it's looking like we targeted those highs. Now it's looking like we possibly could be coming down a little bit. If it starts breaking above here, then yeah, obviously we're going to continue up, probably towards this 4 hour 50% that we might need to tap. But we did touch the top of this range right now already. Let me change down a bit. All right, yo, Ethan, what up, bro? What up? All right, so yeah, like I was saying, is that this was this push up. Yo, Pablo, what up, bro? What up? Appreciate it. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Let's get some viewers up in here. Yeah, like I was saying, is that you know, since we broke these lows to the left right here, that's where I was thinking what we're gonna need to do is now target the highs, and it's looking like that's what we did, which is we targeted these highs, and it looks like we kind of, you know, did whatever we needed to do above it so it could start marking its way down. And then we had a retest here, and we also had another retest here. So what I was thinking now is we're going to need to target the bottom of this range, where now if this is the range up here, and then now this is the range down here, this is where I kind of could see it possibly targeting, maybe even targeting these bottom lows, because when you go to a higher time frame, we did sweep the previous lows, everything. We'll go over this right now, how we could prepare for this move up, because we were kind of waiting for that to happen, and that was exactly what happened. But yeah, that's kind of but yeah, we'll go over that in a little bit, see how we'll figure that out. But yeah, so like I was saying though, is that these were these lows over here, and we technically never broke those lows. So this candle right here got really close, but it never broke it. And then these ones got really close, but never broke it either. So what that kind of tells me is possibly we might need to break this level over here. And if we break that, then that means that this, I mean, it could still go up obviously and then still come down. So it's obviously there's only two ways it can go, either up or down. But that's just kind of how I'm thinking about it, is that as you can see that this range, this one right here, technically never broke these lows, and it did go up a little bit and then it came back down. These ones did break these previous lows, which is also why we broke those highs. At least, you know, the lows that are connected to the highs, which are these ones right here, that's the ones we targeted, broke above it. And now what I'm thinking could possibly be an option is that if this starts to work its way down, this could be the area that maybe it might need to target if it does come down. There's obviously a few levels inside of the range. If this ends up becoming the range right here, then there's obviously levels in the middle of here that you could kind of target if that is possible. Like obviously here, there's a support here. So right now, as you can see, we're pretty much we're pretty close to the top of the range. If you can say we're even at the top, if you consider this the range right there, which is, if this is the range right here, because this is where we found support, and then this is where we got rejected, and then the same thing is we found support and then we got rejected right here. So this is kind of the range that I'm thinking we could possibly be in. So that's where I was saying though, is that how I always talk about also is that, like, when you catch these reversals like this, like I always say, is that let's say this was the trade, because like I say, yesterday we were kind of waiting for this, and this is what, if you guys are like taking screenshots or anything like that, screenshot this right here. This is what you want it to look like every single time you take one of these type of trades, these reversal type of trades. You need to see this kind of thing like this, where you need to see some kind of close, and then you need to see wick belows that get swept, that sweep the previous lows, and then it goes up, and then it even gives it a retest. And then that what that confirms is that that move is the bottom of that move, and that's where you could keep your stops, like either the bottom of this level, or if not, even the low of this previous candle right here. So but as you can see, it respected that 50% line. So that's where I was saying is that landed right into that level exactly where we had it at for yesterday. But that's what you want to see. Like you almost want it to look like this. Like it's like a double bottom, I guess you could say. But that's how you want it though. But you also want it like that to be a double bottom, but you want it to be going up. Because then that means it did respect those levels, and then those could have possibly been the lows. But like I always say to myself, is that when this is the possible bottom, like right here, let's say this is the move to go up, what usually happens is a 5-minute fair value gap forms like this, and it usually gets tapped into. The one thing is though, is this never got tapped into. So what that kind of just tells me is it's the same thing as this right here. This area was this was the first 5-minute fair value gap, also in that same little sweep of the low type of thing, like this, going up kind of a thing. But yeah, like I was saying, is this is the first 5-minute fair value gap, and it never got tapped into until way over here. But then but the thing is me knowing that this went so far away before, because a lot of times it happens fairly quickly. It should have happened possibly from that point, maybe no later than like here or something, where it shouldn't have kept going up like that. But what I've noticed is that when that happens, that's because it needs to come back to this still. And that's where I said I kind of knew at some point it was going to need to come back to those levels, which is why we were also targeting these to be the possible level to take a bounce from. And the reason why I believe this wasn't going to hold was because of the fact, look at how much it did before coming back to it. And what I've noticed is it needs to happen fairly quick, because all of this volume right here got wasted pretty much going sideways. Imagine if it had all that volume after touching it like that, it would have probably just went up a lot easier. But then that's what told me, like I said, it's gonna most likely break that because it went so far away. Same thing now to back to this area, where if this is the bottom, it does give you a big move like that. As you can see, this move from here to the top, it was 270 pips. So that was definitely a good move if you're able to catch that. But what that tells me also, though, is that I'm wondering if this could possibly be the top, which is what we're going to start targeting back to these lows that we need to sweep, which is going to be that that 4-hour level to the left, which is over here. And that's where I'm saying, though, is that this low, which is the bottom of this box, is gonna, and my guess is at some point it's gonna need to get tapped. So that's where I was thinking, is that if it's not gonna be here that it starts to move down, then it's gonna possibly be somewhere over here at this 50% 4-hour area that could maybe give us a top wick and then come down maybe like that. But what that tells me, though, is that the fact that this 5-minute fair value gap down here never got tapped is the reason why I also kind of don't think it's going to go up there just yet. It might need to make a pullback one more time and then go up, because then that will kind of almost create like a head and shoulder kind of thing. Pause. But yeah, if it creates a head and shoulder type of thing, then that's where I was saying, is that if it comes down, it might need to come down and do something like that. Let me see. Oh yeah, this fair value gap is from the 5 minutes a long time ago. But look at, even though this is the 5-minute one from the first move up, look at it over here, it still got respected. So that was actually a good level to kind of use. The fact that it didn't hold this time is the reason why it probably held that time. So now I kind of using that for future references, is if I see a 5-minute fair value gap that never got tapped and it broke straight through it, next time it goes back above it, there's a good chance it could use it as support now. So it'll turn it from resistance into support. Boom. And that's how I just come up with theories in my head. So what I'll do now is I'll keep that in mind. So next time I start seeing something that kind of resembles this same idea, I'll kind of have that in my mind already, knowing, okay, if this was the area that never got tapped and we came back through it, broke through it, when we get back above it, there's a good chance that we might sweep these lows and tap into that. And then that might be a good level. So that's kind of a good little practice idea. I mean, there's also like, yeah, that's pretty cool though. But anyways, let's see right here. Let's see though right here. The one thing though too is I had taken a trade earlier from up here, and I closed some of it down here at these levels. So I already kind of closed a good position. This is 60 pips right there. But yeah, that's what I was thinking though. That's kind of what my idea is. And the reason why I have these dots is just because I'm kind of trying to look at like what levels are they getting rejected off of. So now that I have a dot right there, I'm gonna kind of dig into it a little bit later, or when we get a second or something, and dig into it, see why it got rejected there, see why it got rejected here, see why it got rejected there, and things like that, and even maybe see why it bounced right here to go up if it goes up. So that kind of stuff. That just to give me just to let me remember what area should I be looking at. That's one of those things. But yeah, looks like we did CRT back up right now. At 5 o'clock right now, 5 o'clock. So look, we have a close right here. Boom. It's looking like it might need to target these highs. And if it targets this high, then it looks like it might need to target this high. So it might need to at least break through it like that. And then if it comes back down, it could possibly go back up like that. And that's kind of what we could be possibly looking for, maybe. But yeah, we're just gonna see how high this goes, because we're What I'm worried about is like this is a range right here. This is a range and this is a range. So as you can see, we're pretty much dead center in the middle of it. You don't want to be trading in those middles. What you're going to want to wait for is some kind of, obviously this was a nice little sweep. That probably swept the lows. So what you might want to wait for is it could possibly target these highs. So if it targets these highs, you maybe do something like that. But the thing is though, is that it's pretty bullish, it seems like right now. So the thing is, it's kind of hard to look into this right now to see which direction, because if it falls this way, then there's a lot of clean range right here for it to start working down this way. But like I say also, is that if it breaks above these levels, then that's what's kind of giving me the idea that it could target either this high or even this high up here, which will be the next two targets if we do start moving up like that. Oops. Yeah, it's just an idea right now, just trying to read, see how this is kind of happening. We are getting a lot of rejections at this level right here. We do have, last time we broke down below this level, we did come down to this area down here. So I'm wondering if, like I say, is that we're getting rejected here. If we keep getting rejected, could we at least target these lows over here? Because like I say, the last time we broke below this level, we did target these lows before going back up. So that's what I'm wondering if could possibly be going on right now. But that is also how I'm thinking about it too, though, is understanding that even though this looks perfect, like this looks exactly like we would want, this is why you were able to possibly get that little area that moved like that, which is a good move, plenty enough for everybody. But what I'm saying though is that to keep in mind that if this isn't the official move to move all the way up, then at some point it could probably come down, break these lows one more time before going up. So that's kind of what my idea right now, and the only reason why I'm saying that is because of these lows never got tapped. So if these lows never got tapped, then what I'm kind of thinking is that it needs to come down here and sweep these lows. It's going to target, it's like I say, it's targeting just highs and lows. It's just in a range right now. So this is a range I see from here to here, or even maybe even to here. So you could say here. Yeah, something like that. Because look, we have this here, support, boom. Then we have it coming back up, creating a resistance. And then also same thing, we broke through it, found support at the bottom. Then right here, we found resistance. And then also we broke right through it, same thing. So that's kind of where I could see the ranges possibly going on. So if this is the range that we're in, this guy, we technically did tap a low, we did tap a high. So I'm wondering if it's going to need to come here first and then down, or it's going to come down like that to go up. Yo, GBP, what up, bro? What up? But yeah, it's kind of what I'm looking at right now. We are kind of ranging a little bit. It's 5. It's barely 5 actually. So I mean that's kind of why it hasn't even really got no juice yet. So if it ain't got no juice yet, that could be why it's barely opening up. Cook my G, yes sir. I'm trying to cook this thing. Yeah, I mean, these levels are kind of getting respected fairly well. So we might need a target here at least, and then come down, make a low here, try to make a high, and then possibly make a low. morning from Asia. Good morning, Dennis. Good morning. Appreciate you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Yeah, just looking over a few things right now. But yeah, look at this thing right here. It's starting to drop. Got rejected at those levels. Now I'm just wondering if it could start maybe moving back down towards these lows. And then if it makes these lows, then it could start maybe coming back up this way. And then something maybe like that. $95.6. 99. $12, that would be 6, 12, 2, 4. Let's see something real quick. Oops. This is at 84. That's not that much. But yeah, I kind of like it. Like I'm saying, because I see us in this range right here. So kind of like a no trade zone right here, I would say. It's kind of just bleh right now. So we're probably gonna wait. Like we always say, the 6 o'clock candle, right? So there's a 5 o'clock candle now, 159, and there's also the 369 candles type thing too. So that's what I'm saying, is if it not now, then in the next hour, this next hourly candle could possibly be giving a direction, which this candle, right, the last few days that I've seen this happen, we're gonna see how it happens right now. But what I've seen happen is that this candle usually makes the low right now at this time. So if this ended up becoming the low, and then this is like the range we're in, then the next candle might signal that we need to go up this way. But if it signals us to go up that way, then I'm wondering if we could just start moving back up again. Oops. Yeah. Yo, laughter. Usually Top Step Dakota takes a gold trade 6 p.m. PST. All right. Usually Top Step Dakota. Ooh, who's Top Step Dakota? He sounds like he's a superstar. Top Step Dakota. Oh, Coach Dakota breaks into the top 5. Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, he looks like he got a lot of good content. Yeah, no, for sure. And that's, like I say, time is always important. Time is a big thing that I've been kind of working on and just keeping track of lately, is just really focusing on time and what time trades happen and what time, moves are happening. And it's just like clockwork. If like, okay, so the thing is there's a lot of different numbers. Like I say, is like the 1 o'clock candle, the 5 o'clock candle, the 9 o'clock candle, the 3 a.m. candle, the 6 a.m. 6 p.m. candle, the 9 a.m. 9 p.m. candle. So, and what's crazy is just on those times and days is when everything happens. And I'm talking about NYC time. And go back and back test it. Go on the 4 hour. and see every single time there was a top or a bottom and see what day it was. Was it a Thursday, Tuesday, Monday, whatever? And you'll see it's on a Thursday, and then you'll probably see the time is at 9 o'clock. So that's why I say is time is definitely very important if you're trading. And it's like I say, it's not just every time a 1 o'clock candle happens, it's this time. It's like, no, it kind of, the way it works is like, the way I've seen it is like, it's like every other time it works in a sense, where it's like, let's say Sunday was the move on Sunday when we stream Asian session that Sunday, and it was moving real early. What that told me was that was the time at that 1 o'clock candle, or right when it opened up, pretty much was the move and stuff. So now next Sunday, if you're waiting at the same exact time and you're waiting for that to be a possible another type of trade or some kind of movement of 100 pips or whatever, the next Sunday it's not going to do it. The next Sunday will probably range, and then the following Sunday it usually will go back to it. So that's what I'm saying is like, even the same thing with the 1 o'clock candle. If it happened at 1 o'clock, that doesn't mean it's going to happen the next 1 o'clock candle. It's because everything's in like broken down in quarters. So I kind of see it in quarters now. So it's like some, like on a certain time frame, it's on quarter 2. Certain time frames, it's on quarter 3. And then that's when I say a lot of times things need to line up. Like they need to be on, all of them need to be on quarter 3. And it's just in time. So like I say, like in a 1 hour candle, there's 4 15-minute candles. So the first 15 is quarter 1. The second 15 is quarter 2. The third is quarter 3. The fourth of the 15 is the quarter 4. And it's the same thing with the 1 hour. 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. So it's like a move will happen on the third hour, and then also the third 15-minute. So it'll be let's say the third candle is at 3, and then the third is at 3:45, because that'll be like the third quarter of the 15-minute, and then also the third quarter of the hourly. And then that's when you'll see like a trade or something like that, is when they line up. It's just it's a lot to it. Like I said, I've been keeping track of a lot of times, and I've been kind of writing it down and stuff. So after a while, I'll be able to have a better for sure answer and stuff. So, but yeah, this is the 1 hour. This is that 5 o'clock candle though, and it did break the lows right here. Like you can see right here, it broke these lows, and now it's kind of starting to push up. So I'm wondering if this, because like I say, that 5 o'clock candle is usually, it usually happens at that time. So I'm wondering if this could be the direction that is kind of giving us the direction to start moving up possibly. And then if it gives us the direction to move up, then we might need to retest, do something like this, and then continue up. And then that's where we could be continuing, because also, let me show you something also. This is actually what I wanted to show you guys also. This is kind of what was giving me an idea too, why it's kind of going up, but also not going up. Well, if you go to the daily, if you see the daily now, all right, the daily is this guy right here. Look, there's this candle right here, and then there's this whole wick, and then that's where the body. So saying as if this is the range right here, this is the range of this first candle, we close back inside of it, meaning higher prices. So at some point it's going to give you a higher price, which is, I'm wondering if this was the high enough price, or if it's going to just kind of just grabbing liquidity so it could reach the top of this range, because this will be the range up here. But that's on the daily, and the reason why that kind of gave us that level was because also you can see this was a low right here. So that low, when this candle broke, and then also you can see this candle actually went lower one more time, and then it went lower than that previous candle right here and closed above that low, which will signal higher prices, which is kind of why it's giving us this pump to come up. And this is on the daily. So when things happen on the daily like that, it's a little bit more how would I say, it's a little bit more confirmation that it's a little bit bullish compared to if it was on a 15-minute or an hourly or something, just because the higher the time frame, the bigger the range. So now it looks like we're kind of trading inside of this range. So this would be the low would be here, and then the top would be here, and then that's where it looks like we've already touched the bottom. So what might need to happen is we might need to touch the top. So we're going to try to figure that out. Is it's either we're going to come up here to touch it, or we're going to start making our way all the way down and then come up and touch it. But we're not even far away from this, so I don't see if it really going down like that. So that's why I'm thinking, though, is if it doesn't really go down, then those would be the targets that we could probably target. And look, this is actually, let me see, this is 1 hour. So let's say 1 hour would be, so 4 candles would be 1, 2, let's say 8 candles. Let me do something real quick. This will be 1 low, that would be 1 low. So from here, there's 10 bars. Let's say from 10 bars, and then here there will be 10 bars right here. Boom, perfect. All right, so now we'll do another 10 bars. Which would be here. Oops. And then another 10 would be here. Boom. So I'm using these as 10, just 10 candles in each. So what I kind of see is that I'm wondering if this could be the 3, or is this is the 1 and 2, and then this is going to be the 3rd candle over here, which is whatever this is going to be. So this might need to, so this is kind of how I see the market, in a sense of like how I say is on a bigger time frame. They're just 3 candles pretty much. So my idea is that this is 1 on a bigger time frame, this is 1 candle, and then this is 2 candles, and then this is the 3rd candle. And then that's where I was saying is that you're sweeping the lows in that area, you're coming in this candle, now you're sweeping those lows, and then now you're going to target the high. So now you're in the 3rd candle. So like I say, is that we've already touched the bottom of this whole range. So my guess would be, because obviously nobody knows anything, but what I would think needs to happen is that these highs need to get tapped. So if the lows already got tapped, then I'm wondering if this could be needing to get tapped. But what would be kind of crazy would be is like you could kind of see this as a head and shoulder. I'm wondering what if this does come all the way back down and create another head and shoulder, which will give us that power we need to break up. So what happens here is going to be definitely important. We're either going to stay getting rejected from here to move down, or this is the area I think we're going to start pushing up. And then even though this is the high, the previous high of that would be this area over here. So I'm thinking we could, if we do break these highs, then it would most likely come up to these levels up here. That's kind of, like I say, that's just how I see the market in my head. So when I see something, I kind of always break it into 3s, in a sense of, that's how I always put the 3 candles. So if I could put this a 3 candle pretty much, then I think the next candle, there's obviously 2 options. It's going to go up, or it's going to come down. So it could go up or something. So it might create a bottom wick and then continue up or something like that. But that's where it gets back to the point of where I was saying is that the way I see this is that it to me, I could be wrong. Like I say, but this is why I talk it out in this way, so I could see if I was right. so I could see the way so I know what I'm thinking and why I'm thinking it right now. But the thing is I don't have an answer if it's right or not. So I have to wait for things to happen to almost give me the answer to let me know, okay, yeah, you were completely wrong, or you were right, or maybe you were half right, half wrong, whatever. But that's just my ideas. I'm trying to figure out what needs to happen next. And if this technically isn't the move, just for the reason that it never broke in these lows, the same way we had a lower high, in a sense, a lower, okay, you could say right here, lower high, pretty much lower high. Everything was a lower high until we started breaking underneath it here, and then we started breaking it over here, breaking underneath it. So what that kind of told me is that we're kind of bearish in a sense. So if this is a pullback up, I'm wondering if this could be the pullback down, just for the reason that, like I was saying, is that this low to the left never got swept. So if this low never got swept, then that means that I don't think this could be the move that's going to take us, because the last time it did take us up here and that wasn't enough. So I'm wondering if it does go up, if it's going to get rejected again, just like it was all these other times. So that's what I'm kind of wondering right now, though, is that there's, like I say, there's two options. Obviously, there's only two ways it can go, but this is definitely a key level. I think that it's going to need to make a decision. It's either going to break above so it could target these highs, or it's going to get rejected so it could come a little bit lower, possibly even to here, and then, you know, target those highs. But and I always think I seen somebody say this earlier too today, where they talk about, like, if you kind of don't have a clear direction of where you're heading, then just stay out of the trade right now. There's no reason. If you think, okay, like my idea, how I'm explaining it is that we need to kind of take these we need to target these lows. If I could be completely wrong, but this is just going to give me more data. This is why I talk it out this way, so I can know, like, okay, the reason why I was thinking this was because this low never got swept. So if it ends up going all the way up and it targets these highs way up here, never having to sweep these previous lows, then that's going to give me the data that I need for next time, where I'll know it doesn't have to break this other main level. It just really needs to break this previous level, almost like it's like a double bottom in a sense. So you kind of want a double bottom that is forming down there, because the double bottom will more likely confirm that move. So that's what I'm saying, though, is that this alone is going to give me data. So I have, like I say, I have a few options. If it comes down and it targets that, like I say, if it comes down and it starts targeting these lows, then then this idea of the lows needing to be swept before pushing up was correct. And then I'll know for next time also that it needs to come down so it could do that. You know, so that's why I say, it's like I'm always taking like practice ideas in my head of like, okay, let's see, always take notes of like, okay, if this was the move up, it swept the previous lows, let's see how high it goes. If it goes higher than over here and it touches these highs, then I'll know for next time that it doesn't need to break that previous low. And that'll be a lot of good information for me just to confirm the next move. So I'll be able to tell, okay, if I get into this trade that did break this previous low, then that would be the trade that goes all the way up. So, and it's on a Wednesday or whatever day type it is that's happening, that will give you your idea of if you should hold or if you should close it. Because let's say you're in this trade here and it actually reverses, then you'll know for next time that, okay, at this top you're gonna close because you know it needs to still break these previous lows. So like I say, you could use every single opportunity to give you some kind of information that you might need. Oh, looks like we're starting to move. Gang, what's good, gang? What up? We're moving. Here we come. Let's see. Are we going to start targeting these lows? Are we targeting these lows? Let's see. And yeah, and this is why I'm thinking why time is so important also, because this is why I'm thinking though, is because of how important time is that you can't be trading every single day expecting the same results. So how I'm saying is, like, let's say this move runs from here all the way down 250 pips. Oh shit, hold on. Yeah, and okay, so that's what I was saying is that, understand, if this, let's just say it runs 250 pips down, you'll know that ran because it was also a Wednesday, maybe the time and stuff like that. So you'll also know on a Sunday now when you take that same exact entry. This is one thing though. Let's say you take a sell from this area up here on a Sunday. And it might, last Sunday was a little different. It moved quite a bit, but the thing is let's say on Sunday you catch this trade. This is not the trade that's going to run all the way down because it's Sunday. You'll have to catch this trade on a Wednesday or Thursday type of thing, so you could catch that move all the way down. And then that's where I kind of get to the point of, you're not changing the way you trade. You just need to adjust and understand that time is very important. And if you start keeping track of those things, gang, missed you, man. No homo. Black Life, what up, bro? What up? I missed you too, my boy. No Diddy. So that's why I say too is that it's not like, almost, I guess, it's always like it's a pattern. And that's why I always try to emphasize that time is so important, because it's like the time is what unlocks that next move. It's like it can't push until it unlocks, and only time that the time is like, because each time frame is like a lock. It's clicking, it, and it's like a combination lock. So every time frame is just unlocking something, and eventually it hits all the ones that unlock it the right way, and then boom, it starts to dump down. But that only, it's like I say, it just unlocks with every single time frame. This time frame is doing this time frame is doing that, and then finally when they all line up, that's when you get a pump. It's like, that's why too, if you kind of think about it on news, that's just kind of why it probably pumps up also. I bet you every single time frame is giving you this information that it is gonna pump up. So it's not like it's a surprise. It's not like, oh, every single time frame's telling you sell, and then all of a sudden it tricks you. No, it's like, but even before news, it's already giving you that idea which way it needs to go. So like I said, this right here would have been your indication that, yeah, news is going to send it up. And that's what it kind of did. If that was the news, I believe it was the news, but yeah, that was the news actually. That's kind of what I'm saying though, is that this alone right here gave you that indication that it was going to shoot it up. So that's why I say though, it's like, if things need to unlock, it just a time thing. It's all the time. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching though. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting that like and subscribe. We got 17 people watching. I appreciate that, gang. Appreciate it. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting that like and subscribe. Let's try to hit 2K subscribers. We're trying to get to 2K. Help me out, y'all. I'm trying to go full-time streaming, and the only way I could do that is with your guys' support. I be cooking too, so that's why I want to go full-time, so I can be cooking all day. But yeah, appreciate you guys though for watching. Appreciate it. All right, so let's see what might need to happen. This was at 15. That's 340. That's 340. We're starting to push down. See from here and see what this is like. From here to here, 19 pips. That's 15. getting a little hot in my room right now. Yeah, appreciate you guys for watching. And this thing looking like it's gonna start moving down. So it kind of goes back to the idea, kind of where I was thinking, is that if we did need to come down, if we start breaking these levels, then there is a clean range all the way back down in these levels. And then it goes back to the idea how I say that this 5-minute fair value gap needs to be tapped. So if that's the case, I'm wondering if this could be what targets that 5-minute fair value gap. And then the same thing like I explained here, the reason why it went so high is why I knew this 5-minute fair value gap wasn't going to get respected. Almost same thing here. This going so high is almost giving me the idea that most likely it's not going to get respected here, which is why it's more likely going to probably come down to these levels. And then that's where like I was saying, is that it's going to need to sweep these lows, probably target this yellow dotted line. So if it ends up coming down here, this is where I'll depending on how long it takes to get down here, if it does come down here, is that I want to see where this is going to happen at. This could even maybe come down here, come up, and then, you know, this might not be for a while, but, or it could just come straight down, and it could be, you know, tonight. It could come straight tonight or tomorrow or something. But let me see if there's news tomorrow. And make sure you guys go to forexfactory.com. That's what right here is. This is what shows me all of my folders, in case you guys didn't know. We trade gold, so gold usually is connected to the US dollar, so make sure you guys are watching the folders with US dollar, because those are the ones that are connected with gold. And also same thing with these other pairs, CAD, GPY, AUD. If you trade any of those pairs, these are all important to keep an eye on and watch out for. So sure, you guys already know that, but just in case anybody didn't, it's forexfactory.com. Yeah. All right, but yeah, tomorrow we do have a non-farm employment change. It is a red folder, and then there's also at 8:30 there's unemployment claims. So I'm wondering if that is when it's gonna really get active. So maybe it doesn't do much tonight. Maybe it just stays, you know, kind of doing whatever it's doing right now until tomorrow, because there is these big folders, which is unemployment claims is a big one. I know that for sure. And this is also something important is so you could understand which folders are the ones that move a lot. You need to start keeping track of the folders and what day they happen. So when you see unemployment claims and it happens on the certain date, on which day it happens, on a Thursday or whatever it is. I think tomorrow's Thursday. Yeah, or no, tomorrow is Thursday. So this is going to be on Thursday. And what do we always say? Big moves always happen on Thursdays in perfect timing. Perfect timing. But that's kind of what I'm wondering too, though. But now I'm thinking, though, the same way this didn't sweep these highs, I'm wondering, though, is that if this doesn't sweep these highs, what if it needs to sweep these highs before coming down? So that's kind of giving me that idea now, where I'm just thinking, like, with news tomorrow, there's definitely going to be volume, right? So liquidity is going to need to be grabbed from somewhere, and this being a previous high, this being a previous high, and then this being a previous high, these could be all levels we target. Something like that, maybe. But then also the other way, you know, it could be coming this way. It could be coming this way. So we're going to have to try to see how it's going to set up. It's just right now, I think this level right here that we're at is just kind of, it's kind of stuck in this area. So I don't really want to take anything. This did look like it CRT'd up again, which it wick below, close above. It might need a target here, but yeah, I don't want to really be a part of that right there. And this being, there's a level right here, there's a little support level here, there's a support level here. So all of these are just areas where we could possibly bounce off of and go back up. So I kind of don't want to deal with those. I kind of want to stay away from. I'd rather see a cleaner range, like see how clean that range is. This range right here is pretty clean. So if we do come down, I maybe want to see something like that. Yeah, be patient. Be patient. It's very important. We get paid to wait. We don't get paid to take 100 trades in a day. We get paid to wait for our perfect setup, and we could wait for our perfect entry, and that's how we get paid. So remember that. You guys don't need a. It's not about how many trades you take. It's about what kind of quality trades you're taking. And that's what's important. A lot of times it's like you want to try to get money. Like obviously because I've dealt with this myself, is like when you're trying to get money from trading, you start to overtrade, you start to do this, you start to do everything that is not part of the plan that you set up for yourself. So that's why I say it's important to follow a plan that you know works. That way you could really start doing the same thing over and over and over. So this told us to okay, boom, sell here. And then what is the daily like? The daily's still bullish. All right. I'm using the ADX strategy just to give me an idea of how the trend is going. The trend is coming down right here. Let's see, this is coming up. Yeah. Alrighty. Yeah, this thing is just choppy right now. It's choppy right now. I don't really want to be a part of this right now. I don't really want to be a part of this. Oh man, Asian session is it's good. It's good. I like it, but the only thing is I just don't like to force trades because it just also depends on the time. You know, timing is where I would want my trade. This is how I think about it to myself also. By looking at this chart, where would you want to take a trade at? I would want to trade here. I would probably take a sell here. I would want to sell here, a buy here. So you look at these areas and you try to figure out why did it reverse there. You look left, you know, you look at all the time frames and all that stuff. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate it. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting that like and subscribe, that'll really help out. I really do appreciate it. So we got 20 people watching now. Yo, I appreciate that. We got 15 likes, so let's get 5 more likes and even it out. We can't have more likes than viewers. I mean, we can't have more viewers than likes, man. That's not cool. That's not cool, man. Nah, I'm playing. Y'all can do what you want. Ethan, bro, you should use the DXY chart as a correlation to gold. It moves the opposite. No, I've heard of that. But the thing is I've heard of, like, there's a thing called SMT. And they say SMT is like this pretty much. Look at, you see how this was down? Look at gold. Gold is going up. So I learned this from somebody taught me that, or somebody told me this, and whether it's true or not, it's up to you to back test it and figure it out. But the few little times I've tested it, like, you see how gold is going this way and then silver is going that way. So it's like, I guess it's like the SMT, where silver goes this way and gold goes this way. So together they make this kind of pattern. and that's what signals a lot of times this move right here, and it almost confirms the move with gold also, just because, like I say, it's the same idea. So but yeah, but look, but now I'm kind of thinking about it. Look at right here. Okay, we're on the 4-hour. We do have SMT, which is technically like this, so we do have that up. So let's see where the silver would be at right now. Silver 4-hour, could you say, let me see, that one is more like a low to that, so I want to take some kind of low. I mean you could kind of say, no, I don't know if that's it, because this is kind of, it's looking little, you know what I mean? Because look at over here, this one was, there's nothing to the left, really, there's nothing. So I think it would have needed to be like this somewhere, or not, I'm guessing, because how clear this one is a clear just straight up like that, right? So if that was the case, then I would think this should have been kind of like that too. I mean, I don't think you would consider that one to be it. It would need to be something like this. But yeah, that's just kind of my idea though, is that I don't really do it often, but I kind of probably should just check it out sometimes. But then again, like they always say, if that one is telling you, I mean, if the chart should tell you that it's going up anyways. Like another chart going up is just you reading price action on that chart. So why not just read the price action on this chart? But that's where I go into thinking. Now it goes into like the SMT, which is like the pairs that correlate with each other. Like I know NASDAQ has its pair that it correlates with. Let's say GBP, JPY, those correlate together. So you might see a SMT in one of them and a SMT in the other, and that's what confirms it. Whereas in, you know what I mean? So that's just my idea though, is that it's not so much like if you're reading price action on another chart, then the price action should tell you that on the pair that you're trying to trade anyways, the same way. Then that's where I think the other pairs come into play, is if you're looking for, like I say, SMT to correlate pretty much with a pair that you also have data that it confirms it, you know? So if you have a move that goes down like this, and that's why I say is gold needs to go down, I believe, and then it was silver that had to go up. Or no, silver had to go down. Actually, silver had to go down. Yeah, silver had to go down. But technically, this one did go down, like silver. So if that's the case, then let me see silver real quick. And then this one went up. Yeah, see, that didn't work right. See how that one went up, and then gold also went down. So, well, actually, they're in the opposite direction, but from what I know is last time when I did it this way was because this is the way the person showed me, and that's where I said that's why I think that could be silver needs to look like that while gold needs to be up like that. But as you can see, silver's up like gold should be, and gold is how silver should be. So if that is something, then what that kind of tells me is this could also be another reason why this is not the official move, because the SMT on multiple pairs are not aligning correctly. And I can't even say for sure, because I've done data and I've tested a few times, but I haven't tested it live and with that, using that as a confirmation and then the trade working out and then that kind of thing. So it's going to take time till I'm able to do that, but I plan on doing that too. So eventually I'll be able to really tell you if it's real or not, just from back tests and stuff. What's trading strat do you use? DM. Looking from the macro view, gold move up might correct more as rumors are lowered interest rates this month. Damn, it took me for, I don't know why that was so hard for me to read real quick. No, but yeah, that makes sense. That could be possible. That definitely could be possible. Oh yeah, DM. What strat do I use? I don't really have like, well, there's a few. I guess I use a lot of different things to make up what I know and how to read. So my main thing is reading price action. So my idea is that I like to read price action, which is pretty much watching it live and just knowing how candles close and pretty much predicting the next candle, because we don't need to figure out what's going to happen way over here. We just need to know what's going to happen in these next few candles so we could trade those candles, and depending on how big of a trade you try to trade for is how big of a time frame you're going to use. So I just kind of, like I said, the idea is, I guess somebody said before, I trade reversals, I guess you could say, which are pretty much the sweep of lows. Like this right here would be a trade I would want to take, and I could take that to the top of the range up here, and that's like 100 200 pips or something, you know, something like that. So you know, that's kind of the trading I kind of do, but it's kind of based off of price action, and just, yeah, that's kind of my idea about it. If you have any questions, I'll feel free to ask and I'll answer it, you know, if you have any questions. But yeah, I just kind of trade price action, and like I said, I use order blocks, I use fair value gaps, I use breakers, I guess you could call them. So yeah, like I said, I use all those things, but all those things, what I kind of been realizing is those are just things on how you could remember how to read price action. So if you're reading price action, that's how you could remember how to read it. You know, like let's say this is a fair value gap right here. All fair value gap does is just tell you that this is a fair value gap, and you understand the rules of what a fair value gap does. So without you even having to think about it, just instantly when you see fair value gap, you know, okay, that's a level that this and that happens at. So like I say, it's just knowing that level, knowing that things happen and get respected at a fair value gap. It already kind of just gives me that idea, like that's reading price action. Just knowing that, okay, at a fair value gap we get rejected, that's just reading price action. So it's just, that's really what everything ends up becoming, is just reading price action. So, you know, when I try to take a sweep of the lows, like let's say this trade right here, I try to take a sweep of the lows and then target the highs, you know. So like you take this trade, you want to try to target this high or maybe even this high, if it's the correct trade. Obviously sometimes, you know, sometimes like this one, you think it's correct and then it comes back, stops you out. And then this one comes, and then this one might make you think, oh, it's correct, but then it might stop you out. So we're going to see right now how it happens. If it, you know, see if it continues down or if it stays. But as you can see, we're just stuck in this range right here. So it's like we call it a barcode. So when it's barcoding, we just got to sit on our hands and wait. You don't want to rush into a trade, because like what we always say is we get paid to wait. So if you're getting paid to wait, there's no reason to go and lose money just because you don't want to wait no more. And waiting, what they mean by that is knowing that when you wait, you're gonna get your setup. And that's how you get your setup, is pretty much just waiting for it to come to you. Like how I'm saying is that I take a sweep of the lows or the highs. So if this is the high or this is the low, how am I even looking for a trade right here if this is not even part of my plan? If my plan is the highs or the lows, now what I have to do is wait for we start to come to the lows or we start to come to the highs, and that's just waiting. So that's kind of what I'm doing, is just waiting. But yeah. Hey, Ethan, could you, all right, never mind. I got Google. I don't need it. I mean, I was going to ask you, could you tell me what your macro, I don't really understand the macro. I kind of, macro time, macro and micro. Macro and micro. While macro investing offers a big picture perspective that can anticipate major economic shift, micro investing provides a granular understanding of company fundamentals for more precise decision making. Micro and macro. What's the difference between macro and micro in trading? Macroeconomics focuses on the decision-making processes of individuals and companies in response to the current economic factors. Macroeconomics draws its conclusions from broad economic data such as the direction of interest rates and unemployment rates. Ooh, what is that? Perfect timing, right? Didn't we say something about unemployment claims happening? So does that mean we're going to be in the macroeconomics time? Is that what that means? Or is that what macro would be? Because it says unemployment rates. Look, man, Google is your friend, guys. Google, like I say, I learned everything I know. Like, I've never met somebody in person that taught me. So everything I learned is from the internet. So just, there's no reason, there's no excuses why you can't just, if you have a question, I'll be glad to answer your question. Don't get me wrong. But obviously, if I'm not on stream to answer your question, Google is your best friend, and you just search for whatever you're looking for, search it and just go through all of these and then look at these. What does macro trading mean? A macro trader is an individual who tries to profit by analyzing economic data such as GDP growth, inflation, and unemployment. They base their decisions on overall economic and political views of various countries and macroeconomic principles. Macro. Man, that just sounds like a bunch of gibberish. That's why I need to read it a few more times and look at a bunch of different definitions. What's an example of macro trading? Perfect. Holdings may include long and short positions in various equity, fixed income, currency, commodities, and futures market. For example, if a manager believes the United States is headed into a recession, he may short sell stocks and future contracts on major U.S. indices or the U.S. dollar. So that's macro. Macro is like, I guess, the bigger picture, right? Bigger picture. Well, macro offers a big picture. Yeah, macro is big. Macro, big. Micro is small. So think of micro like a microchip. That's very small. So let's see what is micro trading. Unlike day trading where a trader might hold a position for several hours, or swing trading where a position could be held for days or weeks, macro traders aim to benefit from tiny frequent price fluctuations. Trading micro in futures is common, but even more so in spot stock, forex, and commodities. So macro is okay, so that makes sense. Is that micro you're trying to like, that's why I believe ICT has the macro and micro time frames, because you're only trading like a 30-minute window or something. So that would be, I guess, micro, because it's a smaller time frame, and I'm guessing. See, there's still a lot for me to learn myself, man. And like I say, I'm never gonna stop learning. It's just, if you want to get better, you just have to figure something. You just have to learn one new thing a day. Learn one new thing a day, and after 100 days, you learned 100 new things, and you're way more ahead than you were when you first started. So, and one thing too, I try to remind people is that it sucks in the beginning because you're not making no money. Like, you really have to, like, when you're learning to trade, you're doing community service. Like, you're doing work for free. You're doing stuff, you're volunteer work right now. So you have to volunteer your time for 6 months. That's the hard part. People are like, oh, I don't want to do 6 months. Oh, I don't want to do 6 months. But then 6 months passes and they still haven't started. And then it's like, man, if you would have just started the day we talked about it, you would have already been 6 months in. But that's where I say is you really got to accept the fact, okay, I'm doing this as charity work. I'm doing this as volunteer help. I'm just learning, and I'm gonna learn for 6 months. No pay, no nothing. I don't care. I'm accepting it, and I enjoy learning it. And once you get that mindset of knowing, like, okay, I'm gonna not worry about money no more. I'm just gonna worry about the skill. That's when you could really start trading. And even if you're on a demo account, like for really new traders, if you're on a demo account, that's where you need to practice how to find trades, how to get in and get out and stuff like that. It's like you got to use demo as like your pre-trading. So just focus on the learning part of the skill and falling. Like, even if you're on demo, you should get excited. You should be like, yes, I hit 20 pips because I followed my plan. It's not about the money. The money doesn't care. Like, I don't care about the money. You could make 5 cents on one trade. I don't care. But if you followed your exact plan and you were like, hey, I'm going to take a sell at this point, I'm taking a sell and I'm holding till TP. This is an example. I'm not saying I'm taking it. I'm just saying is like, if you're using that as an example and then you follow your plan and it does exactly what you thought and you explained it, that's a bigger win to me than even if you guessed on a random trade and you hit $1,000. Because how are you going to repeat that $1,000? And by the time you go and spend that $1,000, you better hope you figured out how to guess another correct trade without losing $1,000. So that's why I say is the skill is what's going to pay the bills. The skill pays the bills. Don't forget that. So learn the skill, and focus on the skill. And once you get the skill down, then it's like I said, it's unlimited. You could do whatever you want, trade as much as you want, do whatever you got to do. Or trade less. You know, when you get better at trading, you won't have to trade as much. We are getting rejected at these levels still right now, so I don't think until we break above here and close above is when we probably could start targeting these highs up here. Ooh, let me delete these. And this is kind of what I mean too about the range and stuff like that, is that, look, if I go to a 4 hour, you're only seeing 4 candles, right? Look, you're seeing this candle, you're seeing this candle, and you're seeing that candle. So it's really only 3 candles inside the box plus the big green one, right? So when you go down to the 15 minutes, so this is what I'm saying is why you only need to know what the next candle is going to do, because on a 4 hour candle, if you know what the next 4 hour candle is going to do, let's say the 4 hour candle is going to start targeting these bottom because you know that's what needs to happen, then when you go down to the 15 minute, when you get inside of that, that's when you start to target certain lows or something like down here, or you start to target the highs or something like that. So that's kind of one of those things too, is why I say when you look at a bigger time frame, you're just trading those few candles, which is, let's say it's 4 candles right here. You're only trading the 4 candles, but when you go to a smaller time frame, that's when you see it, and this is what you're really trading. And that's where I say this is where your entries are at, because you're trying to target the high to go to the bottom. And the bigger the time frame, the bigger the range, meaning the bigger these candles are going to be. Where if you're on a 1 minute, these candles are only 5-10 pips, but if you're on a daily, these candles could be 200 pips, 300 pips. So that's why I say the bigger the range, the bigger the time frame, the bigger the range. John Licardo, what up? How to overcome being break even? Do you have any reasons why you think you're break even? Yes, bro. Dennis, yo. John, do you have any kind of idea, if you were to hold yourself accountable and you were your boss and you were talking to yourself and you were telling yourself in a meeting, all right, this is what you need to work on, this is what you need to do, this is what you're doing wrong, what would those things be? And if are they human things you could change, or is it a strategy that you need to work on? So that's why I asked that question, so I could see, why are you break even? Because if you're break even, that means you could at least win the trade. So that means whatever you're doing with your strategy should work. But now maybe why it's not working enough is because you may be over trading. Maybe you're over leveraging. So maybe you win one trade, and then the next trade you double it up, and then when you lose that trade, instead of just losing the one, now you lost two. So now you're back behind, and then you try to double that again to make it back, and then you're just revenge trading. Those kind of things. Ooh, we are starting to move up. And it's about to be 20. Oh, look at what time this is at too. Damn, look at what time. 2100 o'clock. This is at 2100 o'clock. That always move. And what did I say earlier? Kind of this was the move. This was going to give the direction right here. If this closes above, that was going to give the idea that it was going to give the direction to come back up. So we're going to see right now what ends up happening. So yeah, this is the kind of the range that we're kind of going to be in right now. So there's going to be, like I said, you need to hit the tops and hit the bottom. So we did hit the bottom. So I'm wondering if we need to hit the top now. And if we hit the top, are we going to stay in there? Or are we going to close back below it to come back down? Or are we going to start moving our way back up? Oops. So let's see. Yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching though. Appreciate it for watching. If you guys are enjoying it, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. And if you guys haven't subscribed, or if you haven't followed our Instagram is in the description. So head over there to the description and follow our Instagram. I actually, if you want to learn one of the models that I trade, I actually posted it on my Instagram today. So go watch my story and you'll be able to see the little model that I put in, type of thing, that I posted or whatever. So go check that out, and let me know if you have any questions. I'll be glad to ask or answer any questions you have about it. But yeah, go follow me. There's a little quick gym over there. Learn a little bit maybe. And then oh yeah, and also our Discord. Our Discord is in the description also. So make sure you go over there and follow our Discord. All right, look at right here at 2100 o'clock. Okay, what time is 21? I always forget. That'll be 8 will be 10. So that'll be 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock, which is 6 o'clock my time. So it's 9 o'clock perfectly. Right at 9 o'clock, look at this thing. Boom, opened up. I think that's the time Asian opens up also, if I'm not wrong. Let me see. Asian session opens up. Oh wait. What the heck? Oh no, never mind. It does. Okay. Oh yeah, it opens up at 5. So technically it opens up at 5. So if it opens up at 5, so that is the opening. Okay. New York, the opening is at 80. Yeah, that's, well, no, that's not the opening. Anyways, damn, this thing is moving up now. So look, that became the range, and look at, we had all these bottom wicks right there. Boom, 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 and then it just took off. Damn. Oh yeah, and then yeah, so that's, I mean, it's looking like this was the bottom, I guess. So looking like it's starting to push up. So if we start pushing up, I wonder if it's gonna push up. How high is it gonna push? Could we break these highs? Maybe target these highs. But yeah, okay, and look at this too. This was also one of those. Let me delete these dots now. Hold on, let me clean this up a little bit. Oh, I don't like those dots. All right. So look, boom, 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 boom. All right. Yeah, that thing is moving though. It is starting to break out though. So what I would think though is that if it starts to break out, this is barely the first hour of this candle. I'm wondering if this 15-minute closes, leaves the top wick, it could possibly signal us to start targeting these highs. And this was the lows down here. Looks perfect. A lot of times, like I say, it does this, it does that, and then that's the sweep. That is it. Boom. It swept all those to go up. Damn, perfect timing. Right at it. Always, like I say, it's that time, that 9 o'clock candle. That 9 o'clock candle is a special candle. You always want to make sure you're watching out for that. And that was again. But that was a good idea though, because we were like kind of anticipating that being the move, because this previous red closed above. So with that previous candle closing above, that does signal higher prices at least, and the higher prices was already at least above there, and the top of the range would have been there. So now that we did hit the top of the range, this is what's gonna, I think, determine the next move, is if we close above there, and then the next candle will wick down and then probably continue up targeting these highs. Because if you go to the daily as the range right now, you could say this is the range of the top wick and then this is the range of the bottom wick. So we're pretty much inside of this big old range right here. So if that's the highs, I'm wondering if this could be targeting those highs, which is also this 50% 4-hour time frame that never got tapped. That one never got tapped right here. Yeah, so look at, so if this being the whole range right there, just looking at this being the range, look, okay, we touched the top, we touched the bottom, we pretty much came all the way up here, and then this is the one that swept the previous lows, and then now it went to these previous highs also. So that's where we're getting kind of stuck at. So that's where I'm saying is if we could break up above here, then that's where I'm thinking it'll target these highs up here. And that was a long top wick right there. Long top wick. Holy moly. I appreciate you guys for watching though. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting that like and subscribe, hit that like and subscribe. And then, but look, isn't that kind of crazy though? This was the range that we were stuck in, right? So now we wicked above it, and then we just come right back into it. So it's like if you went out to the mailbox, you got your mail, and then you came back inside, real quick. Yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching though. I appreciate it though. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Oh, Dennis, 4-hour yes, exactly. 4-hour yes. Tyler, Dub, what up? Oh, Clark, damn, I didn't even see you guys. Damn, my bad, I was locked in for a sec. Yeah, I passed phase 1 twice, risking no more than 3%, and I'm realizing it's a psychological battle with myself. Oh yeah, John. So what I think that psychological level is because you're putting too much emphasis on the money part of it. Like if you were trading a demo, you would just push a buy. You wouldn't even care. You kick your feet up. You just do whatever you need to do, not worrying about it, because it's obviously not real money. But once you use that money, you start getting attached to it, and then it kind of goes to maybe, what if you might be over risking a little bit too much? You might not be ready to lose that much at a time yet, because when you lose money, that is also like a muscle itself also, to where it's like you got to get used to losing $5, then you got to get used to losing 10, then you got to get used to losing 100, then 1,000, and then it just, as your account gets bigger, you got to get used to losing it every time. So maybe that could be it too. Maybe because, like I said, you, when you get into a trade, you might be risking a little bit too much. So maybe what if you dropped it down a little bit, like your lot size a little bit, so that way uh, it's more or less skill, you know what I mean? You're not really trying to just hit on a one trade and win or whatnot, you know. But like I said, I think if you just had more confidence and just less pressure, because the pressure is what's taking away a little bit of the confidence too, probably, because I'm sure you're not taking a trade because you don't want to go too far down or something like that. So, or like, you know, you don't want to lose nothing. So, ooh, look at this guy. This thing is running now. Yeah, that thing is running. And this thing did perfect. This is the 4 hour. So look, we had this close here. We had a pullback, and then we had another pullback, and now it's pushing back up. So when I see something like this happen, like a pullback that does that, it's like an onion play. So when you see like an onion play kind of forming, a lot of times there's a reason why a lot of people would have taken a buy right here. They would have taken this buy thinking it's going to just continue up. But what I've realized is that a lot of times the buy always has a pullback after. So it's not just an initial straight up from here. It's like you're going to have this close, and then you're going to have a pullback like this, and then that's when it usually will break above. And then once this next one starts closing above, that one is usually going to give you the signal that most likely, yeah, you're going to at least need to start targeting these highs right here at least. And that's where I think we could be heading, is towards those levels. It just, because like I say, I always see that happen. It's like they want to try to trap you into these buys because they want you to think it's going to go up, and then obviously it's going to, but it just could be a different it could just not be the right time. And then it goes back to time again. If you think about it, this was at 9 o'clock, which was this whole move up, which was a big push at 9. And then if you think about it, this was 1 o'clock, and then this was 5 o'clock. So 1 and 5 didn't really give you no push or nothing, but the 9 o'clock candle did give you that push. So I'm wondering if this could be the 9 o'clock candle, which will kind of explain why also this wasn't the move that just continued up, because it's like I say, a lot of time it's always about time. So the candle that is pushing up probably most likely will be this 9 o'clock candle, and this will be the one that gives you that move up. Let's see though, but we are still getting, look at that, still in that range right there. This is why I kind of too, I like when I set lines somewhere, I forget what the reason was even before why I even put these lines, to be honest. I can't remember why, but I have them there for a reason, and that is the reason because of everything that I was using these lines for before was all just to was for a reason, you know. Like I said, I'm assuming I put it for over here, this wick, but then that wick also is important because look at how it's getting rejected and respected, all right here, respected, right here, respected, resistance, and then support. So that line right there is definitely a valid line, and I always use it because like a wick of a high or wick, a previous wick low or something. Look at now, it's starting to push. All right, we got 10 more minutes. The 6, it just opened up. The hourly just opened up. It got 40 minutes left. The 4 hour still got 3 hours left. It just opened up. Everything's opening up bullish right now. And then the daily is still bullish. So it's looking like the daily could be creating a top wick, targeting this high, if not this high up here. Let's see where this high is at, 25. Yep, it looked like we might be targeting that 25 area. And this was like if you really look at it, this was that look at the bottom right here. This was the low that got swept perfectly, and then it just pushed all the way up. How long is that? From this bottom wick all the way to where it pushed up, that was 260 pips. So appreciate y'all for hitting that like button and rocking with us. Hey, appreciate it, GBP, appreciate it, bro. All right, look, we just tapped that level. Now it's looking like we're gonna start closing above. Let's see what this 5 minute did. 5 minute is about, oh, I closed no top wick though. I don't really like that. No top wick. All right, so we filled in that fair value gap. It looks like this was that fair value gap. So now this was that original idea earlier that we were coming down. So now that it's breaking these areas, now I'm thinking it's gonna this would be the area where if it breaks these highs, there's a good chance that it's gonna start targeting these highs over here. That was a good Dennis, I'm in buy. Ooh, nice, bro. Yeah, it's looking very valid right now. It's looking very valid. Cause yeah, these were the levels that it got swept. Everything's pushing. The hourly, I'm wondering if it could target these highs over here at least. Cause this would be the whole range that we're in if you think about it, like I was saying. So if we need liquidity, this could be the highs that it's targeting. Waited for the breakout. Yeah. Yep. That's good, bro. That's good. Yeah, like I said, this is what oh, there it goes. So this is kind of what I always see a lot of times, like I say, is that this first candle is to make you think it's a breakout, which it most likely is. But look at the next candle. The red candle comes back in to reject it. So what that does is it targets these areas over here. So that's where I was thinking. That's what this. There's always a pullback like that. So with this pullback to go up, that is usually the pullback. So that alone will give you the confidence. And then once this next one closes back above it, that's why you do get that push, because that is that whole push right there. Damn. The only thing is, like I said, I was worried about this being a possible low that got broken. So I was thinking in these areas, if it needed to go somewhere, it needed to break out of this area down or up. But yeah, that's a good buy though, Dennis. That's a good buy. Like I said, it needs to fill in this wick area to the left. So this wick area to the left would be your vantage point. So that would be, once it taps those areas, then you're most likely gonna I would like I said, I'm not saying how to manage it, but I'm just saying I would at least go break even or something. right? So this 15 is, if it closes like this, it's closing strong. So what the next one could possibly do is wick down a little bit and then continue back up towards these levels up here. But it's looking like this was a pretty valid area right here. Already closed above that fair value gap, so that's actually a good sign. That usually signals that, especially when this next one closes. Wait it out, my G's. Yeah, I'm not taking anything yet. Because like I say, I try not to take too many breakouts, just because I try not to, not that it's a bad thing, but I would have rather taken this breakout or these sweep of these lows. It's just more or less too every day I'm getting a step closer to being able to catch that $2,100 candle. And once I'm able to catch this 2100 candle, we'll be in these buys for sure coming soon. It's just a matter of time, because like I said, I kind of seen it coming, but wasn't really. It kind of slipped my mind for a second. I didn't really think about it in the moment till hindsight. Obviously, when I started seeing it push, it's all hindsight after that, you know. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait it out right now. I'm gonna wait it out. I'm not taking nothing yet. This 15 minutes still got to close. It's about to be 6:30, so the 30 minutes gonna close also. It's gonna close fairly strong. So I think what it could do is still close strong. Next wick, give us a bottom wick, and then start targeting at least this wick, and then start targeting this high. So if that's the case, like I said, there's still a 30 pip range right here. So I'm wondering if this next 15 opens up with the bottom wick, you know, it comes down a little bit, and then we could maybe take that. But I don't know. Like I said, I want to wait it out. I don't want to. I like my trades to be right here. Because look, if I would have took into something down there, look at what I could have used it at. I could have used this as, maybe let's say that as a buy, and then I could use these previous lows, which is 6 pips, and these previous, oh, this is 30 pips. That's kind of long. So but right here would be a good valid area, which is, let's just say 10 pips would be perfect for that. So if you were able to get in here, 10 pips would be exactly your stops. And if it breaks this, then that's what would tell me it's not going to go up. So if this was the correct area, then that's perfect for your stops, because if you're able to get into these areas, especially because of the time, understand that it's 2100 o'clock. So that 2100 o'clock is where, let's say, look at how many pips, just that one candle, it ran up 48 pips already. So just from that alone, you could have, you know, caught your little quick 40 pips and then been done for the night. But that's where I would want my trade, though. You know, that's what my ideal trade would be, because if I'm wrong, then it's 6 pips, 10 pips. That's okay. That's not that bad. I could get that back in one trade, you know. So, but if it's, let's say I have it down here, it's 40 pips or something. 40 pips is a harder type of trade to hit than a 10 pip trade. You know I could most likely hit a 10 pip trade, if not 20 pips. But hitting 40 is a little bit harder, you know. So you're just adding more pressure to your next trade. Did hit TP. Nice, bro. That was market mechanics. Great brains thing. Oh, nice. That's, yeah, he likes to take those type of trades too, bro. I like how he takes his entries and stuff, and for real, I like his entries. Damn, and you know what? Look at this. I bet you this is gonna say we're already below it. That's why we were already below it when we took it, and the daily was bullish. The daily was also bullish right here. So one thing about that is the daily was bullish. So the daily being bullish, the daily closing above, which is this wick below, close above, that signals higher prices. So at some point you should get higher prices than that, which is why this candle right here at the perfect time, now it makes sense. It's like, Obviously, in hindsight, you see it all the time, but now, like I say, for next time, I'm gonna be ready for that. That's exactly where I would be at. I'll be ready for it. Just every single day, I just get one step closer to it, you know. But damn, market mechanic, yeah, you know he got that entry. He always gets those type of entries. That's what's up, though. Damn, he would have already hit 40 pips, 45 pips already. And then 55. This would be up here, 70. That's looking like it might hit. Damn, did hit TP though. Damn, good job, Dennis. That's what's up. Good job. Damn, look, it did get rejected right off that level though. But that was also the level that we started closing below, and then it came down here. So I'm wondering if that tap could have maybe gave us some of this, or we're gonna break it. He didn't call that shit though. Oh, is he in the trade though? GBP, he's in the trade, or did he just like he didn't call it though, like on live? What'd he say after he was already up 50 pips? He's like, hey, you guys, I got in right here. All right, look, this is me right here. Oh, I see what you yeah, he's like, all right, guys, I'm up 50 pips right here, closing break even. Closing half here at break even. I'm dead, bro. Nah, it'd be like that because I see why though too. It'd be kind of stressful, you know, giving out signals and stuff. So that's why I could see that. Like that's kind of why too. Sometimes I won't give out a signal unless I'm on stream. You know, just for that reason that I don't want to be just sending out signals. It'd be hard sometimes. It's hard to sing out the right. I hate it because I send signals out to my friends, like they're on demo accounts, so they're practicing and doing things like that. I'll be like, hey, bro, take a sell right now. And then it ends up losing or something. And it's just like, damn, like the one time I tell them, you mean me? Yeah, Dennis. I see what you're saying. Yeah, Dennis. Yeah, next time call it out, brother. I need that Dennis signal. Nah. Hey, but that's good though. Look, like how we're saying though is that look at this is that CRT exactly right here. Right here on that 1 hour. And it's right at the time we want. 12:45, 15-minute, perfect. Boom. Broke this previous low, broke these previous lows. Wick below that one, then it wicked back into this area. Boom. Oh man, that was a beauty. Next time we'll be ready though. Remember, 2100 o'clock. And that's where I say is our setup is this right here. This is our setup. So it's our setup at the perfect timing. Everything worked out. Sweep of the lows, perfect. It said push all over it, you know? Nah, GPP. I think he's just kind of joking because he took a trade too. Oh, but no, Dennis, he wasn't talking about you. He was talking about another trader that was on live stream. Another trader was doing it. But no, I see what you mean too, Dennis. But Dennis did the same thing. He took a trade and it's just a joke. We're just joking though. We're just clowning around. But yeah, that's funny though, bro. Yeah, no, I see. You did. It's perfect. It lined up perfectly. He just said he was talking about somebody else. Nah, I see where the confusion happened. Yo, Lone Trader, what up, bro? What up? Damn, this thing got rejected pretty hard. But this could just be a bottom wick though to go up. It is what it is, bro. What up? This could just be a perfect bottom wick just to just pump up right now. Look, perfect. This is gonna go like that. Then I'm thinking the next candle could go like this. And then that's the one that's gonna be the breakout. Because a lot of times what I see happen is like when you're at the bottom here, you do get to here, you create a resistance, and then when you get to the next range, you also create a support, and then you also create a resistance, and then you have the breakout, and then from that breakout you also get one more resistance before pushing up. So look, I want to see it flip from right here. I want to see if it flips from here. Look, now it's doing a CRT idea like we talk about. If it flips right here, this would be where it's gonna flip, I believe, and then start working its way back up. Everybody hit that like. Yo, appreciate it, guys. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. Hit that like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Let's see how many people we got watching. How many people we got watching right now? Oh, we got 25 people watching, and let's see how many likes we got. We got 24 likes. So who's that one lucky person that's gonna hit that one more like and get an even 25? I like it being even. So if you need to hit that like button, hit that like button. I appreciate it. All right, that thing is the hourly is still the hourly still has 20 minutes to close. Wouldn't that be something if this ends up closing back below this range and then flipping this way? That would be something. But yeah, but I'm thinking it's going to close above this range. And once it closes above that range, then that's what's going to signal most likely higher prices, because this will also close above the previous candle, and then what most likely might need to happen at some point is higher prices to give us higher prices than this. This is also requiring higher prices at some point also. So this is higher price, this is a higher price. So that's where I'm thinking it could probably target this like that and then maybe come back down, or continue up from there too. So oops. All right, let's see. All right, I want to see how this hourly closes in the next, let's see, 15-30 minutes, whatever. Thank you for streaming, Agent. Yeah, no worries, John. I'm gonna be streaming most likely every day again, so feel free to join us up every day. If you want, you could follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram is in the description, and also a Discord. So if a lot of times where I announce that I'm going live is in our Discord, so I'll announce it in there. So make sure you guys are following in there, and use the chat rooms and use them. Leave questions. If you guys have questions for somebody will most likely answer it. So I'll answer it if not. But yeah, let's get more active in there, and then we could really all help each other out. We all share ideas and just different strategies, different traders, and all these different things. So yeah, I would appreciate that though. Hit that like and subscribe though. I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate that too, GBP. Always. I need to set up my bot though, man. If I set the bot up, I could set the commands and things like that. I need help setting it up though. I need to figure it out. Spend an hour on YouTube trying to figure it out. Bro, going to the beach with my kids. Thanks for the value. Thanks for your passion on stream. Talk to you later, bro. I appreciate it, Dennis. Hey man, enjoy that water. It's probably nice and warm out there today. But yeah, Dennis, I appreciate it, bro. See you later. Talk to you later. All right, we got this 15 closing in about 5 minutes. This hourly still got 20. The 4 hour. Let's see, the 4 hour. So I think it'll be this 1 hour then. So maybe wherever this 1 hour closes, the next one, I'm just worried about that, because like I say, this is the range that we're kind of stuck in. So This is the overall range, and it's looking like we want to tap these highs. So what I'm thinking could happen is we probably tap this high and then come to here. But it's just, man, it's just, like I say, it's okay. Was that the bottom wick? Could that be the bottom wick? Would you want something like that? Where would the stops be? The stops would be down here, which would be 35 pips. This high is 40 pips. No, I don't want to take that. I'm not going to take that, just because like how I'm saying is my stops will be a little too big. And even if it does come down here, it's not even that those stops would be not valid. It's just it could just go to that area, grab liquidity, and then continue up. So where I would ideally want my stops would probably be here, because if it breaks that low, then this most likely going to continue down. So that's why I would want them there, because I know I could at least survive something that did push down like this. So what I'm really and honestly kind of what I'm noticing with that whole 1 hour candle, that 2100 o'clock, is that it does push, but it's like a news candle almost. It gets a real strong push in the beginning, and then after that it kind of cools off a little bit, and then it's going to need to start targeting highs to grab liquidity, to target lows to grab liquidity, and stuff like that. So that is one thing too. Just keep that in mind, if you know how that candle happens, how long it lasts, and stuff like that. Yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching though. Appreciate it. Let's see, we got 30 people watching. God damn, we got a lot of people watching right now. Appreciate it. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. Let me see how many subscribers we got. We got four new subscribers. Subscribers. Why does it sound like I'm saying subscribers? But yeah, we got 4 new subscribers, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. We got 30 people. Imagine all 30 of you guys subscribe. That would be crazy. Damn, this thing is... See, imagine we would have took a buy right off the bat. Take a buy, boom, instant drawdown, and then you're right back at break even again, and then you're pretty like stuck. Ooh, it might flip. Let's see. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, but like how I was saying right here is that the fact that we closed above it, yeah, there it goes. Look at, I think that was that CRT that I was talking about. That was the low to come back to continue up. So most likely we're going to probably come up to this 24.99 area. Yeah, because look at this 5 minute. It looked perfect. Look at exactly where I drew that line at is where it took its little CRT at. So right there where that bottom low of that candle right here, that was where it CRT'd at. So look, we created this low. We did wick down. How low did we go? We wicked down and then we closed above it. So what that usually signals is higher prices. So we did create already higher prices, but this is the top of the range now. So I'm wondering if we need to come up here, and if we start closing above here, then that's gonna confirm the move that this is going up. Because what happens is a lot of times is like, let me show you this bottom over here. This bottom, that's the 4 hour, like you would call it the turtle soup, I guess, is that this is the candle right here, and then this candle wicked below it. So when it wicked below it, that's when it pretty much gave you the direction, letting you know, okay, higher prices. But the thing is also is that's how you use this to your advantage, is that when you know this needs to go up, then that means every time there's a CRT that goes, that, like, let's say there's a wick here and then this one wicks below and then the next one goes back up, that was the CRT right there that is matching up with this CRT, because this one is saying up, and then this is when you want to take these CRTs are the ones that are on a pullback, that CRT back up, just like this one did just right now. And that's where I say is like you use the CRT to your advantage, and then you find the direction with it on a higher time frame, which is, this is the 4 hour. So it's CRT'd right here on the 4 hour, and then you go down to the 15 minute, and like I said, that 4 hour signaled up. So now look at, let's go on the 5 minute. Then that's when I was saying is, this is when you get the same thing where you get a CRT up like that, and it wicks below, and then it closes above. And when it closes above, that signals higher prices, and then that's when I say that you're gonna get the higher prices. And that kind of goes back into the idea of the CRT from the bottom that is signaling up. This is the same CRT going in the same direction, signaling up, which most likely will give you the tap all the way at the top of the range, because a lot of times is it goes at least 50% and then turns around. But the only time, not saying the only time, but a majority of the time it only goes 50% before turning around is if it's in the opposite bias. So let's say we're going down, that's when this one going up will only go to the 50%, whereas in the one, let's say the one that's already from the bottom signaling up. And then also, if you think about it, this was also the hourly one that was also signaling up. So look at, this was the same thing, wick below and then a close above signals higher prices, and then that's when we targeted that. And usually when this closes above, this usually the next candle usually goes to starts pushing up after that. So that's what I'm saying is, look at, there's a 4 hour, then there's that 1 hour CRT, and then there's also that 5 minute right there, and that was literally all going in the same direction up. So you could have even probably found one right here doing the same thing, and that was the close above, and then it did the same thing. So like I was saying is, look, there's one here, and then you do the same one going in the same direction. That's how you're able to find this one. And then also the same thing on the smaller time frame. They're all kind of correlating, going the same direction. So that's why too, it's like once you have the higher time frame direction, then all you're kind of waiting for is just pullbacks, and then that's how you kind of know your direction on which way it needs to go and stuff like that. So yeah, this thing is respecting this little support line, so we're gonna see what it does here. I'm thinking it needs to go up to those levels. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching though. Appreciate it. Put it on your schedule. What was your peak views? My peak views at one point, damn, my bad, I just seen your message. My peak views at one point was, I think, like 120 or something. That was in like my prime of streaming. I was streaming every day, 4 or 6 hours a day, 8 hours a day, all kind of crazy, going hard all the time. But yeah, I think during the peak was like about 100. So yeah, having 30 right now coming back is a good start, because I used to have, like I said, I used to have 100, but now I got back because I stopped streaming for a while because I was really just trying to focus on the trading and learning to trade. And now that I think I got a majority of it kind of figured out, yeah, this thing's dumping again. Now that I got a lot of it kind of figured out, in a sense, that I think I'm ready to get back to streaming. And that's kind of where, just as of recently, last few weeks, I've kind of got back more into streaming, because now I just need more chart time doing what I've been learning. And that's where I say too, a lot of the problem is you're just not putting what you learned and applying it. And what I say is, applying it, you don't always have to use real money. That's where I say, fall in love with the skill, fall in love with the journey of learning. So that way you could take a demo trade with an idea, and you're doing it for for data purposes. You know, you're just collecting data with this trade, and that's why it's more or less on a demo, because you don't want to be collecting data on a trade you're using real money for. When you're using real money, you want to be in a good valid trade that you're willing to take, you know. So that's what I'm kind of trying to do too. Well, I was doing a lot of that back then. It's been a while, but I'm just saying that's how I kind of got to the point of where I'm at. Is I just would take a lot of practice trades and just figure them out. And it was just about the skill. It wasn't nothing about the money, because it was on demo, you know. So when I was figuring things out, even to this day, it's not even, I don't even need to use demo no more. I just do it like a practice trade. Like if I see something, okay, here, I'll take like a practice trade. I'll say, okay, this is, I just want to see what happens. Put my stop here, put my TP here. Let's see if it goes all the way down. And it's just, that's just a practice idea. So for me, when I do things like this, it's just for me to gain data, because I need to see, okay, it did tap this level, but it didn't go all the way down to the bottom. It came back up, and then, like I said, it lets me see things, because there's a reason why I would want to take a trade here. So if I want to take a trade here, I need to figure out why I want to take it. What does it do that I could use so I could take this trade, you know? So that's why I say is I'm taking 10, 15 practice trades a day just to see, okay, like in my head, I didn't really take, I should have taken this one as an idea. Like, okay, let me see what this does. If this was an idea, I should have really taken the trade, to be honest. But what I'm saying is that's what I would do, is like, okay, let's see if this is going to work out. Boom. That's why I'm saying when I collect data on this 2100 candle, which is this one, the 9 o'clock candle, it does that a lot. A lot of times it pushes on that hour, you know. So that's just from me watching it all the time. So for the future now, like I say, is when this 2100 candle is about to open up, I want to see if I already know the direction, because now I'm kind of pointing it out. We already had the direction with this coming up. This was kind of the telltale sign that, oh yeah, we're going up right now. So that's why also this 2100 candle did push up, you know. So all right, do you put that in a sheet or in a mental note? Well, this is, I kind of learned this one from Don Vo, is that what I do is I'll put a mental note at first, like that's how I got into the point of knowing that this fair value gap is very important. After this sequence happens, after all this stuff happens, there's a fair value gap that is very important. So what happened is like when I start noticing something, I'll keep it as a mental note at first. I'll like, okay, let me just keep that in mind for next time. Boom, boom, next time. And then if, let's say, I'll be like, okay, this is that idea that I had playing out. Boom, and let me see if it's going to be valid. And if I'm preparing for it, like, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to put a fair value gap here, and if it gets rejected, then that was the move. And it's kind of how I prepare it. So I literally just start taking like a practice trade or practice ideas at first, so I start recognizing it, and then I start keeping the track of like, okay, all right, this one had, and this is how I came up with this model. Well, this is how I figured this model one out. I've learned it from somebody, but to truly understand it, this is how I learned it, is that you have to break a key level with this wick, and then you have to close above it. And when you close above it, then the next candle closes back inside of the range. And then when you're on the 1 minute, that's when you get a fair value gap after you close underneath it. There's like a bunch of steps to it, but like I said, I figured out all the steps. And then when you close underneath here, which is this candle, it creates this fair value gap, and then that's where you get the tap to take that trade. And that was the trade I took earlier, and I had closed it already. So that was, like I said, that's like the model 1 that they call it. But how I figured that out was just really, and then eventually I started keeping track. And like I say, I keep track on like, I have a little notebook, but a lot of them too are just mental already too, because I mean, I don't have like the best of memory, but I focus a lot of my memory on trading stuff. So I remember a lot of the things that I've done. And the thing is where I say is like I actually take these trades like a mental trade, and it makes me satisfied, or it makes me kind of not sad, but like, damn, I missed it still, even though I know it's a practice trade, but it's because my idea doesn't work out. If my idea doesn't work out, then I'm like, okay, that idea wasn't right, and I'm like a little mad, like, damn, I need to figure out a better plan for it. But if it works out, it gives me more confidence that, okay, yeah, you're onto something, you know what you're looking at, this and that. So just kind of going off of that is how I kind of judge, how I do it and stuff. But yeah, man, it's just trial and error, trial and error. And like I say, your best bet, your best friend is taking practice trades. Like, I don't know, I don't care what people say about it or not. It's to understand, but this only works if you have like a model that you could repeat. You need to have something that just repeats over and over, so you're able to do it over for a reason, and that's why I was saying is the reason why I took this trade was because exactly everything I was looking for played out that way. So with it playing out, that's how I was able to, okay, yep, it played out exactly how I wanted it. Boom, it did what I thought it was going to do. And then it's going to do the same thing. Let's say over here, let's say it did the same thing. Boom, boom, and it goes back. All that tells me is it just was, it really was the level and stuff. So, yeah, man, that's kind of how I handle it. But yeah, like I said, I just take a lot of mental trades too, because it's so important, I think, because that's how I get to the models faster too, because I put these things, things happens all the time. So if it's happening once a day, you should be able to find it once a day and try to decipher it. Yo, champ, good morning, what up, bro? Yeah, and that's why this is what I do too. I don't know if you guys are aware of, if you guys do this either, but what I like to do is like I'll see people take trades on like Instagram or on Twitter or something, and I'll kind of like reverse engineer their own trade. So they'll have a reason. Okay, they'll have, like, let's say there's a fair value gap, boom, or something. I'll be able to see where the price is at. I'll look back at what time frame they were on, and I'll find where they took the trade at. Let's say they took the trade here for some reason. I'll look at every reason why somebody would want to take a trade there by looking left. Okay, this, boom, boom, this, boom, this, and I'll try to like reverse engineer it to try to figure out what I need to do so I could take that same trade. And that's how like I said, that's how I came up with this idea to be able to take this trade, because I just reverse engineered watching somebody take this trade so many times. I was able to figure out what steps needed to happen. All right, guys, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Oh, damn, I have the wrong music on. Okay, copyright. All right, give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. All right, yo, I'm back. James, because I find it very tedious to write everything, confluences, bias, time frame, etc. for every single idea. I'm trying to find more efficient ways to record ideas. Yeah, John, that's where I was kind of saying too, is like you in the beginning you use all of the ideas as like a mental note, and then you start kind of seeing if things start to work. If you, okay, I'm gonna take it for this idea, let's see if it works. Boom, didn't work. Okay, maybe try it one more time. Boom, didn't work. Either try to figure it out or just move on to the next idea. Maybe that idea is not the idea you thought it was, or whatnot. But yeah, just gotta like I said, take them as mental notes in the beginning, and then once you start seeing it happen, let's say you see it happen 5-10 times, by the 10th time you should probably be ready or like preparing for it. You should maybe understand it by then, and then that's when you could maybe even start taking that trade. So just start taking that, like, and not even with real money. I mean as in like in the practice idea. You start taking that idea that you could repeat, and then once you start getting to that point where you're able to maybe take a trade with that idea, then you could probably start like keeping track of that for whatever reason. This is a good example, like my buddy Stoic. He has a good idea of like when he talks about when he's taking a trade. If the daily candle right here, because he uses the PO3 candle, PO3 indicator, which is just the daily candle. It just shows you the daily candle. But the reason why he uses it is because if his ADX indicator is telling him to sell, but this daily is bullish still, then he doesn't take the trade because it's kind of going against his sell idea because the daily is bullish. So let's say the daily was bearish and then the indicator was telling him to sell, then he would more likely take that sell because they're kind of confluencing with each other. So it's things like that. Like I say, if you're taking the trade on the 15-minute, maybe you should look at, see if the 4 hour is bullish or bearish, or even the daily is bullish or bearish. And then that way you could take those ideas of understanding, okay, I should take sells when we're bearish, like as in a daily candle's red, or I should take buys when it's green. So if it's green right now, then maybe we should be looking for buys and things like that. But then that's when it comes into data. Understanding the data part of it is being able to keep track of it. And the reason why you need to be able to keep track of it is so you could do the same thing over and over again. Because once you're able to do the same thing over again, then that's when it gets a lot easier and stuff. So, but yeah, look, it's looking like it's going to target this high now because this is the range we're in. So if that's the range we're in, then most likely it's going to target theirs, because this was the pullback that I was kind of talking about, that I figured it might need it to before it goes up, because it's not just going to take this green candle and then just start pushing straight up. It does a fake, or not, it does like a breakout, but then this right here is let's say a smaller time frame bottom wick, or a bigger time frame bottom wick. So maybe it could have been a bottom wick on the 1 hour or something like that. So, or even the 5-minute or something like that. Yeah. But it's kind of like, I don't really have a trade in this idea just because of like I say, this was the idea, was this little push right here. Now that we don't got that, we're gonna want to take a sell. But it's like, if that was the case, with this was valid, then that just means we were bullish, and I don't want to take a sell if we're bullish, because like I say, when I look at the daily candle, we're still very bullish on this daily candle. So the higher it goes up, the further away we get from flipping bullish or bearish, I mean. So let's see the lows that broke the highs. Okay, so this is the lows that belong to the highs that broke the previous lows, the previous highs. So you can see this being the previous highs. This is the low that belongs to the highs that broke the lows, right? So what that means a lot of times from watching this stuff happen is that you target the lows that belong to those highs. So these are the lows that belong to the highs. I'm wondering if we could possibly start coming back down here again. It's like, if you think about it, this was the move. Let's say if this ended up being the move down up here, this was a retest so we could come down, but it only got us enough power to go this far. So that might explain why this needed to go up a little bit further, because if this liquidity was only strong enough to get to this far, then maybe this liquidity that's a little bit higher will give us a little bit more, maybe further down, if that is the direction it heads. But if you kind of see, it's, I mean, from this bottom area to where it went 50 pips. So the way I look at things like this is that, yeah, you could think, oh man, I missed 50 pips, right? But you could also be like, the only way you're going to get 50 pips is if you were to catch the exact bottom, which is a lot of people don't take this trade at the bottom. This is where I like to take my trade. But it's the thing is like I said, that's only if you get that bottom, and then that's only if you close at the tip top. So let's just say you ended up holding it. You went from 50 pips down to, let's say 20 pips, 30 pips type of thing. So it's like, even though it seems like it's a big move, that's really hard to do, is to catch the very bottom and exit the very top, you know? So that's where it's almost easier if you were able to catch it from this bottom, because you know, okay, if this will be the TP, and if that usually gets hit, it'll at least blow through it, which means your TP gets smashed. It pretty much gets smashed, and there's no question about it. All right, let's see. All right, let me get back to these comments. My bad, I forgot. James, when I first started trading, I started with a demo account, took mental trades during NY session, and execute my strat during Asian until I was confident enough to trade during NY. Yeah, that's a good way to do it, James, because like I say, if the skill is what's important, it doesn't matter about the money in the beginning, because you can't make money if you don't know how to trade anyway. So learn the skill first, and then the money comes. And the more ideas, the practice ideas you take, the better you're gonna get, you know. And like I said, you get better when you take practice trades if you're taking them for a reason. That's also very important, is you have to take the trades for a reason. Oh, I took this trade because it bounced at support. That way you can repeat that over and over and over. So every time you're at support, you take a buy or something like that. For whatever reason you take a trade, it needs to be for a reason. That way you could repeat it, so that way you could also journal it and keep track of it. So that's another thing I like to think about. Sometimes simple as taking practice trades in order to develop the confidence in my skill set and my strategy helped me tremendous. Exactly, bro. Was good, gang. Just got back from dinner and time to catch some pips though. Let's go, Mugs. Definitely time to lock in. Yeah, some people see bottom wick, some people see retest, the breakout. It's all perspective, but same shit really. You know, exactly. That's why I say a lot of the stuff, every strategy is pretty much just price action. I mean, in reality, it's like if you're using any strategy, whatever, however you trade, it really is just comes down to price action, you know. So I even believe like obviously like indicators, like when you use the indicator, this is just reading price action, and it's telling you price action pretty much. So yeah, I just think it's just price action, all it is. But yeah, I remember funding 7K and thinking I knew something and got my ass whipped. Dang, remember funding? Damn, I know. Hey bro, how about I did that too? I remember my very first funded account that I ever passed. I passed it in one trade, and I got lucky. Now that I think about it, back then I was like, man, I didn't know half the stuff I knew. So for me to pass the funded in one trade, I was hella geeked. I was hyped up, happy, and then it took me one day to pass it, and it took me probably 2 days to blow it. And that was just, man, I was like, whoop, there goes that. But yeah, bro, price action and intuition built after seeing a million 1 minute can. Exactly, Mugs. That's key, bro. You gotta watch all these candles over and over and over. No, I meant cash was on Henko. Oh, Oh, you was, oh, remember, damn. So you traded 7K personal on there? Damn. My boy was trying to cash out. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, bruh. Damn, imagine. And like you said, you looking back at yourself, you was probably, man, I didn't know nothing back then compared to what you know now. You're like, man, give me that 7K now and let me see what I could do with it. Damn, man, this thing is. The only thing is I didn't really like this, that this did break these highs, but I wonder if that could be something, or it's either like that or like that. I don't even know how to do SMT. I'm just guessing right now. I'm just seeing what lines up. That don't really look like nothing. That's kind of lining up the exact same with that, so I'm wondering if this could be like this. Look, okay, what if this is like this, and then you go to silver, and silver's like that? So silver is going up while gold is going down. And would that be SMT? I have no clue. I have no clue, brother. Alright, let me delete that before I start thinking it's something. Too far to turn around, brother. I realized I didn't know shit and was blindly confident. Damn. That's true, that's true. Damn. Imagine, bro. I remember those days. I mean, I ain't even gonna lie. Sometimes I try to pass fundits in one trade, because I'll just be kind of like a degen a little bit. But those are just for fundits, not personal account. I don't degen on a personal. I take my personal always serious. Try to make sure, even though I should always take fundits serious, but I take fundits like sometimes like a just like a trade. If I win the trade, I pass it. If I lose the trade, I fail it. So there's still sometimes I full leverage it and just see what happens. But yeah, I took a sell at NY today at 9:33, 1 hour onion, and got out at 5, no bottom wick. I'm curious on your perspective. Okay, let me check that out. That time sounds fairly pretty good if I think about it. Let's see. Okay, I took a sell at New York 9:33 New York. 9:33 New York. 9:33 New York. So 9:33 right here. This is 9:30 right here. So 9:30 alone. 9:33 onion. So what time frame did you use for the onion? Was it a 5 minute maybe? something like this. Was it this guy right here? Yeah, it was in between here, 933. That's around here. So you were definitely in this trade right here. Look at this, is one thing that I know, that look, this would signal to me a 42, which is a fake out, which is the break of here signals a fake out. So this goes here, and this created the fake out at the first previous low, which would be right here, because this was where the fake out underneath it would happen at. Closes below, it's the first low, which is right here, and that's where a fake out would happen, and that's the fake out right there. That's just something I've learned on my own, just figuring that out. But that wouldn't just give you that alone. But if you think about it, let's see what this 15 is also doing. Actually, my bad. 933, yeah, 933, somewhere right here. So let me see, 15-minute. All right, right here. We are pulling down a lot, so I could see why you probably would want to take that. But then again, it does make sense if you understood that this was like a sweep of a low. If you see where I put this line at, and then I go to the daily time frame, and then you go to the daily and you see where I put that line at, which is this bottom area. Look at what happened right here, the previous low. We actually swept that previous low, which is right here. We swept it with this one, and then we went up, and that usually causes the CRT idea. So when you took your trade up here in this 933 area, you took a sell going in a bullish direction. So this is what signaled to me it was bullish, which was this break of the low and going back inside of the range, because this candle ends up becoming the range. So when you went below and then you closed back in, well, technically it wasn't closed yet at this time when you took it, but once it wicked back inside of this range right here, and especially when it started coming back in here, it's already letting you know it's kind of gonna create a higher price. So when you took your sell, you technically took it like in a bullish direction. So that's probably why when you took your sell and you got out of your trade, it only went 5 pips or whatever, and with no top wick or bottom wick, because you took a sell in a bullish bias, which was this right here. So that was why you probably, like I said, it's very risky to take sells in this market, whereas if you take any kind of buy in any of these markets, eventually at some point it does become a very valid area. Hey Fred, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much, bro. Fred Herbert. Hey, shout out Fred. Shout out Fred. Let me see what Fred. You're very rude. What happened, Fred? Let me see what happened, bro. Fred Muggs don't like you. What happened there? I don't like you, bit me some. Fred Herbert. Why'd you say you don't like me, bit me some? Fred Herbert. Who is Fred Herbert? Don't like you either. You're very rude, Fred Herbert. Damn, he sent me the 10, but I'm rude. That's what's up. Hey, man. Hey, man, say, man. It's all good. Fred. That's funny. But yeah, that was my train of thought. Oh yeah, but that's why you wouldn't want to take a sell in this area, because like I say, if you understood this as the turtle soup, the way we look at it, and when it breaks a low on a daily 4-hour or something very important, and it does this area right here, you could kind of see it does the same thing on this candle where it closes and then it sweeps below, and it also swept below the previous low, targeting back these highs again. Got love for my bro. I see Mugs real one. He just giving us shit. I know. I appreciate that, Herbert. Yeah, I appreciate you guys though. I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys for sticking around. It's just a little choppy right now, man. It's like I really want to get a better trade, so I don't want to really like jump into something that It's just like I said, look at this barcode we've been in. What time did Asian session start at? Let's see, 12. So it'll be 1700. So 1700 is right here. Oh yeah, actually. Oh, right there. Yeah. So there wasn't no, because that's the time it started. So right here is what time it started. So for the last 4 hours, this is where we've been stuck at. Right here. So look at, you see how I did that on the 1 hour? Now I'm gonna go to the 5 minute and look at, this is the range inside of that 1 hour. So this is a 1 hour range right here. So if you were trying to trade a 1 hour range, you're only trying to get 50 pips. And then that's when it goes into the part of me telling you, that's only if you get it at the bottom to the top. So that's why I say the bigger the time frame, the bigger the range. So imagine if this range was 100 pips, it would be a lot easier to catch 20 pips or something like that in this range, you know. So yeah, that's just my idea about that. Fred is the truth, I think. Thank you. Yeah, no worries, bro. After consolidation comes manipulation and then distribution. Be patient, y'all. Use high time frame confirmation, direction, and small time frame for entries. Exactly, James. That's what's up. I like the way that sounds. That's exactly what you want to do. So that's kind of why too, though. It's like, look at when you're, I don't even know if this, because this is one thing right here, like when you're zooming out, this is telling me bullish, because look at bullish, this is all bullish until we break below here, I believe, and then we'll start targeting this, start targeting that. So as long as we're above here, we're still bullish. So that's what I'm worried. So I'm almost thinking too, I'm wondering wonder if we come back down for some reason. That would be the move, maybe. I'll be back, bro. See you in a bit. If not, have a blessed one. For sure, Muggs. Appreciate you stopping by, bro, as always. Appreciate it. Man, I just wish we could chill all night, bro. I wish we could all chill all night, man. So one of these days, sooner or later, bro, I'm gonna be streaming every day, all day, 8 hours, 10 hours a day type stuff. So when I get to that point, man, I'm always gonna be on stream, bro. You guys ain't never gonna get rid of me. All right, so what I'm seeing right here is something right here also. All right, so what I see here is a break of this third candle right here will probably give a direction of what direction we might need to head. So if we start to head this way, if we break above here, then I'm thinking we're going to need to target that high. But what this will also target is this will also signal a fake out, which would mean at this level we'll probably have a fake out to come back down again. So I'm just kind of thinking right now, what should go on? Yo, W7 Forex, not gonna lie, at the time I asked Wix this morning about how there is normally a fake out before the breakout in a consolidation or small time frame. At that time I asked Wix this morning about it. Oh, okay, you asked them about it. Is there normally a fake out before the breakout? Yeah, there is always a fake out, like kind of like this right here. Like, I mean, if you kind of think about it, this right here would have made you think, oh, buy, let's take a buy. Once it breaks it, boom, you would have probably took a buy once it gave that top wick. And then it did come down, but then this is like an onion play right here. This is the onion play where you would have wanted to get into your trade if you were taking an onion play, because if you would have took this as a buy somewhere down here in these lows right here, then you could have used these as your stops also, which would have gave you a pretty tight stop, which was, if it hits these stops, more likely it's going to continue down. Whereas if it is the right buy in these lows, then there's a good chance it's going to continue up, you know. So yeah, that makes sense. But like I said, I always think of that too. It's like, look at right here. Look at this right here, as if this is a breakout. Same thing. Look, boom, and then you came down and then you went up. So all the time it always does that. It always does that. Maybe not every single time, but there's a good majority of the time that when you this is a good example right here. This is a perfect example, because this right here breaking above, would automatically signal to you, okay, yeah, we're gonna have a breakout. But this is what almost confirms it to me. Just knowing that you need to have a pullback, you would almost know this is not the breakout because it never did pull back. So you could almost use that as your indicator too, because if you would have looked right here, this right here did push up. So this would have made you think you missed the move. But the thing is with this top wick, it ended up coming back down again, grabbing liquidity, and then going up to go up. So being patient would have given you the correct entry also, because even if you would have taken this as a buy, let's say you took it right off the bat, boom, you take it once it breaks this level, knowing that this never retested yet, you should maybe manage it differently than if you were in this trade, because if you know it never retested yet, then you know at some point it's gonna need to. And that's where I say too, is like, if the move happens before it does what it's supposed to do, like a retest, then there's a better chance that it's just going to blow straight through it and continue, because there was no reason why it would need to come all the way up here without doing what it's supposed to do, like this, doing the pullback and then pushing up. So that's what I'm saying, is once it started going this high again, what that is kind of telling me, because there wasn't a pullback yet, that will tell me alone that it needs to pull back still. So that's would be part of your plan right there, saying I won't take a trade unless there's a pullback. Then you're waiting for this to happen. So if this was the breakout area you're waiting for, then you know you need to wait for a breakout. So that's or some kind of pullback, you know. And that's what I'm saying, is the patience would have given you the perfect entry over here, knowing, okay, we're gonna need a pullback, and this is gonna be the real move. And then that was the real move. Whereas let's say you got in right here, this is the exact entry you would have wanted if that was like a breakout trade. Obviously we would want something down here. There is a little fair value gap right here, so I mean, you could probably try to target that if that was the case. But just using the breakout alone, you would have wanted to go here, zero drawdown. It would have been an easy trade, you know. So yeah, that's kind of what I've. All right, looking like we're pushing up again. Okay, like I was saying, is this was the range that we're in now. So that's why I was saying, is I think we're gonna need to tap either one of these sides. It's most likely gonna be this area, because we're a lot closer to that area. It's a perfect example of 6:20 to 45 a.m. markup box and zoom in a small time frame. It was readable to see, needed a fake out for liquidity. Yeah, let me see. Let me try to. Do I have a favorite setup or pattern? Yeah, Fred, I do have a favorite setup or pattern. The favorite setup or pattern that I had was there's a few of them. Look, there's this move right here, which is called the CRT. As you can see, the CRT idea is when you have a candle like this that closes like that, the next candle should wick below and then close above that previous candle. So what that will signal is that created higher prices. So a lot of times when you create a higher price, you need to start targeting this level. But if you look on a higher time frame, it did it on all the time frames, the same thing. Look, it closed below, and then the previous candle right here wick below and then close back above, signaling higher prices. And it did that all the way on every time frame, from the 4 hour all the way up to, I believe, even the 8 hour did it. And the daily also did it. Look at the daily did it. So that's where I say the bigger the time frame, the bigger the range you can trade. So look at how this one did it. It did the same thing. This is the long wick. This is the bottom. This was the wick below. It broke that previous level, and then it started closing above. This closing above signals that. So where I would have wanted to take a trade would be this level. And then that's where I say, like how we're talking about right now, if that would be my favorite setup, yeah, it probably would be, because that is like the reversal setup. They call it the turtle soup, I guess. So if you got the turtle soup, that's how you're able to catch this bottom like that. And as you can see how it landed perfectly on this dotted line, what that tells me is that that was the perfect level, because it respects that 50% line so perfectly. So this is just called the CRT pretty much. Yeah, like a false breakout, exactly, because that's what the at this point they want you to believe it's going to continue down. So what a lot of people do is they end up taking a sell at this point, and then they end up taking a sell literally at the very bottom, and it never gets back to there. So if anybody holds this sell, they're getting wrecked all the way up to the very top of the range and stuff. And that's my favorite setup right here, because this is the best entry. So I have that set up as that is one entry model that I have. You call it the turtle soup. Then after the turtle soup, there's a second entry, which is called right here. This is usually the first 5-minute fair value gap that usually gets tapped when this is the correct move. When this move is correct, this 5-minute fair value gap shows up, and it usually gets tapped by some kind of tap. So this usually should come down and then go up. But since it never did that, what that is telling me is at some point it's going to need to come back down to that level. But the same thing, like I explained earlier, the fact that it never came down here and went all the way up, what that tells me is that when it comes back to this level, that's not going to hold. It's going to blow straight through it and then come up. So that's, like I say, that's one of my levels right here, or that's one of my entry models, is the turtle soup idea. And then the next one is the 5-minute entry model, which would give me this entry after the turtle soup. So this is like a confirmation entry. So if I see this playing out, I could wait for this to form, and once this forms, I won't get into a trade till it gets tapped. So I would have missed this whole move if I was waiting for that. But the thing is what this also tells me is at some point I believe it needs to come back down, because the move that goes up always has that 5-minute fair value gap tap. So that's one of those things that I look for also. That's another entry. And then the one that I had earlier today, when I had closed, I think I closed like 50 pips on this one. This is one of the ones that I've been working on that getting in while latecomers are selling, exactly. So I'm using them as my liquidity. So, and then this is another model that I have right here that I figured out, that I believe it's called the model 1, whereas like this dotted line is a key level. So when this wicks above and it creates that key level and it hits the key level, then I put a line up there, and that is what becomes the new high. And when I go down to the 1 minute, I wait for a candle to close above that top wick, which is right here. I wait for a candle to close above it and then close back inside of the range. So once it closes inside of the range, the first green candle, which is this one, becomes the displacement. So once you have the displacement, you put a line right there, and once you have a candle that closes underneath that line, that's when you target the first fair value gap, which is after this closed. The next candle also created a bearish candle, but it left a fair value gap right there, and that was the entry that I took. I took it to the pip pretty much, like literally zero drawdown, instantly profits, and then it went all the way down here to this 50, and then it ended up hitting break even after it started coming back up after here. So I started trailing around this yellow line, and then once it came back up, it hit. But that is another model right there. So yeah, I have a few little models that I like, but I mean, obviously my favorite one is the one that gives me the most pips, which is usually the turtle soup, because like I said, there's multiple entries. There's like, let's say there's one entry here, there's one entry here. A lot of times there's a retest, like let's say it comes down a little bit further, there's an entry usually somewhere there. There could be an entry here, and then there's also this, like, let's say the breakout trade, which will be once that closes above that kind of trade. So there's like 5 total entries that you could take on a move that goes up like this. So that's where a few of the models come into play, where, like I say, I have different models for this entry, I have a model for this entry, I have a model for the retest, which would be technically this entry right here, which was when I was looking at this play out, I actually held it. Once it went up here, I held it because I figured this would be called an OTE entry, and that OTE entry is what came down like that. Yeah, this thing is pushing right now. Damn, let's see, hold on. Let's see, this thing is moving 18 pips, so that would have been a good buy though, to take that buy. All right, let me see again, my bad. It was a so keep in mind, no top wick on by the turtle soup. Yeah, 8 to 15. No top wick. Yeah, no, that's where I'm kind of thinking. I'm thinking this highs are gonna need to get filled. If not that high, this high over here is gonna need to get filled. So I'm kind of thinking that's what's gonna. Yeah, it's looking like it's gonna target these highs right here. The example by 5 a.m. ish. The example by 5 a.m. 5 a.m. Let me see. Hold on. Let me try to find it real quick. 5 a.m. is right here. 5 a.m. is right here. 5 a.m. is right here. Yep. Damn. No top wick, last bearish candle. Oh, you're talking about this one right here? Wait, no, that's not the no top. Oh, this one right here. Yeah, this one. By that example. That right there, right? Or yeah, that one. That one don't got no top wick. That one, right? That's a good sign, right? No top wick. Yeah, all right, so that's a good sign then, right? Oh, what do you mean by that though? Is that like that would be a good sign though? Why it's yeah, this thing is yo, I'm out, bro. Yeah, no, me. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be getting off pretty soon too, bro. It doesn't look like crap is really happening. So, I mean, obviously, I would have wanted to take these buys, but you know how that goes. But all good, bro. Hey, appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. Always, bro. Always. Yeah, appreciate it. Oh man. Y'all hit that like button. Yup, hit that like button. I appreciate you guys for watching. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting that like and subscribe, I really appreciate it. I would really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching. I do think we're gonna need to tap this top wick right here. So if we need to tap that top wick, then this is where I'm kind of thinking if this 5-minute closes like this, let's see, hold on. The next one will do, it'll do the same thing like a breakout. Look at, like we just talked about the breakout, right? If this is a possible breakout, I don't see no pullback. So I'm wondering if this could do a pullback like this and then go up, or it might just go up straight up from here. Who knows? But that's what I'm saying, is I'm wondering if this could be the same idea. This can't be a breakout unless we have a pullback. So I'm wondering if this would be the pullback first. Man, but yeah, peace out, y'all. All right, bro. But yeah, I'm gonna probably be getting off right now too, cause it doesn't. Oh man, it's starting to push down. But okay, now it broke those lows. Look, it broke these lows right here. Now it's turning back up. So what that kind of means is it's most likely gonna turn up. Damn. I'm just out of it right now. I'm not, like I said, I'm not in no buys or sells or anything. I'm just kind of like confused a little bit, because it just, this whole choppiness was a little bit confusing at first, and then this pullback, it's like, but that's the thing too, is I'm worried is if this is the top of the range up here, then all we're gonna do is hit that and then come back down. So there's really not much room. But if we break above it and start targeting these areas, then there's obviously, this could be that breakout. But yeah, but yeah, I don't really have nothing right now. But yeah, I'm gonna get off right now though. I've been on already for almost 3 hours and stuff, so I feel like I didn't even take a trade, so I'm just kind of worried about that. I'm like, damn man, I just feel like I should have taken a trade, but I already took one earlier. That's kind of why too. I don't want to over trade either. Like, unless it's a good setup where I know, okay, I could have a tight stop and I don't have to risk everything I won or whatnot, you know. So that's just my idea too. But yeah, all right guys, I'm gonna be heading off though. I appreciate you guys. I'll be on probably tomorrow too, so let's see what we could get to tomorrow. I appreciate you guys for watching. Hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, same time tomorrow, or actually tomorrow is gonna be a little bit later. It'll probably be around right now, the time it is right now, for whatever, for you guys. I'll be on around this exact, I'll be starting barely right now around this time tomorrow. So if you guys want to join for tomorrow, make sure you guys join in around this time around tomorrow. So I'll be on tomorrow. I'll see you guys